me kuisayo. Elo moika me ayetera abibone kwaza. Me kane sume wo poba sume pele. Irakara inara kuisayo konaso. Irakara igone kuisayo konaso. Elo moika ayetera abibone kwaza. Me kane sume wo poba sume pele. Irakara igone kuisayo. Irakara ono afie wa pele. Irakara igone kuisayo. Irakara sume wo no afie wa pele. Irakara igone kuisayo. Irakara tama kwa we sume pele. Irakara igone kuisayo. Irakara konazo ero moyika etera abigole kwasa mekane zume wo poba zume pole dae jize ya ye yodo yoga swa yanya di me ye ka o nyabola konazo ya gero me ye ka karota konazo tume baba wa pibe me baba nu wa sa me baba nu wo lo ko ekunle na wo lo Jesus aka wo ya biezu ba wo kone tume o gonu kwanu go paraka ero moyika etera abigone kwasa ipaga pago what wa biela ye to mo suda gbe what was your gara ye to mo suda gbe suda polo me sume manu kanu ka pe mo ga manu kanu pabeka agonle nukaso kanu pabeka ne agonle nukaso de akale wo se wa kwa kanu surada tume apo wo po sudawe when you wanna go me yi kata sudawe yi la kale yo bi we gare fun agon me yi kata suda hey irakara inara kun isayo konaso irakara igone kun isayo konaso ero moyika yetera abigone kwasa mekane sume wo poba sume pele irakara igone kun isayo irakara ono afie wa pele irakara igone kun isayo irakara Zume o megbega lo ugbe adiesu uton pie ne diga lo ugbe wasesu uton pie doga wo le mela be o ma be me ba ye to ye ko kasuaba ye kane gbega lo ugbe bo asuaba ye kane diga lo ugbe bo agbama he ga kona wo ba dagare zume nu wo be ko ndora te gbadwe suda do die wo ni wa kanu dowo be ye jisa ye mo suda do die ye jisa be mo ya dagare ye jisa be ne negu irakare iko me kuise tama kwa we jisa we bo na ya pure irakare iko me kuise irakare untonda bo fue on fe mo se suda we musa ka we on magaraba suda pasa nu le on manu ko ba suda we musa ka we on manu ko na gonka tanta baba o te mo suda le suda wona ye ake le suda wona ye ake suda ye no plaka ye no wo piemo ya bo manu kala kone ka fukasa le odwaka wono Jesus suda ye polane kome ka kwasi koye ne kaka kwasi yo kaka na kui mweke kanu kasane ye ya na besuo ye no ye pembe ne akapwe suda ye no bwe ye no ye de do ko ye karapyo kwasa ka mwe o makako wa suda usa no le o manu ko kana gongo awo ye kwa kwe ye to kwa no senu suda ye kwa kwe me ye to kwa denu suda ye kwa kwe me ye to kwa denu suda ye kwa kwe me ye to kwa banu kwando awusa ka kwe wo ye wu ya mu awusa ka kwe wo ye wu ya ka kwasa nu de wo ko wo ya ka kwe wo usa di wo papa nu ye be ko papa da Mekane zume wo poba zume pule ono afie wa pule zume wo no afie wa pule tama kwa gbo we zume pule Elo moika me ayetera abibone kwaza mekane sume wo poba sume pele Irakara inara kuisayo konaso Irakara ikora kuisayo konaso Elo moika ayetera abibone kwaza mekane sume wo poba sume pele Irakara ikome kuisayo Irakara ono apie wa pele Irakara ikome kuisayo me wo no afie wa pere Irakara ikome kuise Irakara tama kwa gbo we su me pere Irakara ikome kuise Irakara Irakara ikome kuise yo konazo ero mo yika etera abikole kwase Mekane zume wo poba zume pole Dae jize ya ye yodo yoga suwa Ya nye di me ye ka o nyabola kona suwa Ya gero me ye ka karota kona suwa Tume baba wakwi me baba nu Wasa me baba nu Wodo koye kunle Na wodo jize saka Woya biezuba wopone Zume o gonu kwanu ngu paraka Ero moyika yetera arigone kwasa Ipaka paka Wotwa biela yeto musuda agbe Wotwa zwoto gara yeto musuda agbe Zuda polo me zume manu kanu kampe monge manu Kanu paweka akome nukasa Kanu paweka ne akome nukasa
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending on location where you're watching us from this time. We'd like to say a warm welcome this evening from my end to BKS Television here. We are live on Facebook and YouTube at BKS Television, Liberia. We are also really on Voice of BKS in Butu Town, Nema County. My name is Johnny Ompin, your regular host of the show. Today we have a couple of stories for you on the edition here today. And of course, as part of our lineup on our Larry P. Yonkwa, former representative of District Number 8, Nema County, will be our guest on the show here tonight. And of course, we have so many issues. But to bring you the lineup for today, Honorable Larry P. Yonkwa will be our guest on the show. And of course, we will also be discussing some trending issues in Liberia. Now, coupled with that is from Nima County, information received from the Nima University administration is that they've stopped Honorable Musa Hassan Bility from constructing the recently development that he spoke about during the student meeting in Sanicole. According to Musa Bility, he will be constructing a dormitory that will host 600 students. But information we're gathering is that the administration has stopped it now because some of the administrators are strong supporters of the vice president, and they believe that if Musa undertake any other projects on the campus, that means their political leader will be in a very different situation. But we're going to be discussing that here tonight. We also hope to speak with some of the students from the campus. We also hope to speak to Honorable Musa Hassan Bility, Prize and Publicity Chairman, to tell us much more about that story. Coupled with that, too, the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency has suspended 3 of its key officials. Let's say the president of the Republic of Liberia, Joseph Yuman Boaka, has suspended 3 key officials of the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency. And we're going to be discussing that here in detail this evening, of course. Coupled with that, too, as well, the Liberia National Police has dismissed 2 of its officials for allegedly, let's say, should we say alleged in the situation? But the Liberia National Police have dismissed 2 of its officials on allegations of being involved with, let's say, misconduct, according to them. They said they misbehaved recently during the CDC demolition, the CDC political headquarters demolition in Congo Town. According to them, those 2 people, those 2 officers were seen on camera faking some belongings that didn't belong to them. They were seen taking it too as well. So again, it's going to be a good show tonight. It's going to be a wonderful one. It's going to be a really, really good one. The 3 executive officials, or the 3 officials of the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency that were today suspended by the president, include Director General Mr. Anthony K. Sua, Deputy Director General for Administration Mr. Gewi, and also Deputy Director General for Operations Mr. Sebastian Fair. These 3 people have been suspended by the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency, the president of the Republic of Liberia. Coupled with that, too, the Liberia National Police have also dismissed 2 of its officials. And those 2 officials include, according to the press statement today, the Liberia National Police officially dismissed Patrolman Edwin B. Casa and Stephen B. Wanawan, both assigned to the police support unit following a confirmed acts of criminal misconduct, abuse of authority, and unsatisfactory conduct. So these 2 people, they are no longer working with the Liberia National Police. Let me say good evening to you and welcome to the show this evening. Prentice Doma, how you doing, Chief?
Good evening, Junior, and let me say good evening to everybody following us. It's always good interacting with our people.
Prentice,
Yes,
Prentice,
Junior.
where are you, Chief? Your network has started giving problem again. Shadrach, good evening and welcome to the show this evening. How you doing? Let's welcome our mother, Madam Lorena Donker. Good evening and welcome to the show. Shadrach, what's up, my man? How you doing, Chief?
Man, I'm cool. Good evening to our people out there, and good evening to Prentice, Sis Lorena, our only mother on the show. It's good to be here. Thank you.
It's great having you on the show this evening. Madam Lorena, good evening and welcome to the show. Please include this with your what's on your mind. How you doing this evening, ma'am?
Yes, thank you. I'm doing good, and good evening to all of you, panelists, and good evening to all our listeners in Radio Land. And those following us on the internet, we want to say thank you for always taking up the time to listen to us. I would like to start off by saying thanks to the Liberia National Police for dismissing the two officers who were caught on camera. I don't know, I should say trying to steal or stealing. I don't know which one to say. But it's a good thing that it took actions against them. And I want to commend the LMP for that. So we often condemn the LMP when they do the wrong thing. So I think it's also worth commending them when they do the right thing. And I also want to say thanks to the president for taking actions against those guys at LDA, especially the one whose daughter was caught with drugs, and then he was telling his police to release because that's his daughter. I want to tell the president thank you for that. But I have a question in mind. So the deputy for administration who raised alarm a week or two ago, saying that there are officials of this government who are involved in the drugs dealing, he was one of those that was dismissed. So I don't know whether he was dismissed because of that statement or he was dismissed because they did an investigation and the statement was lie. I don't know. So that's something that when I saw the
the
when I saw
when I
the
saw
enactment
the enactment,
in my phone, that was when I went to my mind. So yeah, so we can maybe all get answers from anyone who knows why he was also dismissed. Yeah, so far so good. That's what's on my mind.
Thank you so much, Madam Lorena. Thank you, and welcome to the show once again. Let's have your printers. Good evening and welcome. What's on your mind this evening, Chief?
Good evening, Junior. I hope you getting me this time.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me say good evening to Mama, Lorena Donker, and good evening to the man Sergio, our brother from Temple. And good evening to our followers this evening. It's always good interacting with them. And the Heat Hour always presents, a very professional and balanced space for us to discuss way forward regarding our country and our country and our global space as a whole. So several issues going on. Just today I was asking in a conversation why is Nema so attractive. I don't know because we still have years ahead of 2029, and I know 2029 going to be very interesting one because I understand that one of our brothers from Nimba today got his appointment as an interim youth leader of Monserrato County Senators Sir Joseph proposed. I don't know whether it is proposed or whether it is anything confirmed so far by the National Elections Commission. But our brother from District 8, Josiah Busia, will be taking over as the National Youth League chairperson of the People's let's say what Action Party, PAP, something. I read it. I stand to be corrected. And I think every other political party ahead of 2029 seems to really have interest in having themselves grounded across Nimba. I don't really know for what reason, whether statements attributed to Nimba after the death of Senator Johnson may be coming to pass because others said that after the death of Senator Johnson, Nimba was a cow meat. So everybody or every political party could get its own fair share. But again, let's see how the game goes. As politics as a game of uh, chess. Let's see how it ends because the beginning is very interesting. But I want to see if the end will really justify the means. And that's it. But let me say congratulations to our brother Josiah Busa on getting the interim leadership or heading the interim leadership of the youth wing of Monserrato County Senator Sir Joseph from the People's Action Party.
Thank you, printers. Thank you very much. Let's welcome to the show this evening, Big Brother Gila Servaz Junior, and also Siawite Zoget Tour. Good evening to the both of you and welcome. I just received this information that Honorable Yonkwe is in Nema. He's in a remote part of Nema County currently, so he won't be joining us today for the show. But nevertheless, we'll still be here to discuss the issues to the fullest. No matter what, we are here for the people. Yelese, welcome to the show this evening. What's on your mind, Chief?
Well, hello everyone, and thank you for welcoming me. Let me say good evening to the people in Liberia and my fellow panelists. What on my mind has to go, it has to do with Shadra and Siawete were missing action yesterday. I don't know whether Shadra went to Blue Down Blue or Siawete was somewhere in Zoget. But anyway, welcome back, guys. The issue of the dismissal at LDA and LMP is what I want to talk about, especially the LDA. Like I said the last time, if we are to fight or to eradicate drugs in Liberia to a greater extent, the fight needed to start from within. That is, you can be in a position heading an entity and then you be the same person to be doing undercover thing. That does not serve well. I'm not saying those guys that got fired, I'm not saying that's what they did, but judging from the video that circulated on social media for the past couple of days, it shows that there is something, some form of crooked deal going on. And I must commend the president for taking that bold step. We see drugs in Liberia as a growing concern that all citizens have to rally around to, fight that. I saw the video. I tried looking for it again to see if I can send it to you guys, but I still can't find it. There was a guy who they claimed he was a member of the Say No to Drugs campaign, a lead member, but equally so, he was a seller, and he got arrested too. And then those journalists kept trying to figure out who actually shared that post to be able to get it. But other than that, LMP, Gregory Kuma is a trained personnel, and if you sign up to be a security personnel, you have to be very much conscious-minded. Those police officers, what they exhibited last Saturday was unprofessional. It denigrated the police profession, and I stand with him for taking that bold step to dismiss them. Since they want to be the bad apple, they can now go outside and continue to be the bad apple out there. But I know it's going to be a good show tonight, even though the guests won't appear, but we hope to continue our discussion. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's hear you, Siawete. You were missing action yesterday. Thankfully, you
Thank
are
you,
back.
Gina. Good evening to Sis Lorena and Sadra, Yedese, and Printers, and the folks in Radio Land. I mean, it's a pleasure to be back. For some unforeseen yesterday, we could not appear, but we are happy to be back. And we want to firstly thank the president for, taking steps forward, because Liberia, right now, the country, if you look on the social media, the issue of drugs is everybody's business, even to the extent some of the rich youth now are turning themselves over to security apparatus. People are voluntarily, unveiling themselves, themselves for treatment. And like what you said, when there's a break in public trust, When the public don't have trust in the security, it become a very serious problem. And I think what happened these few days, even before the incident of the quote unquote recording, where I don't want to attribute to that, but the media have been reporting that there's a raft within the DEA, similarly to what was happening, and with AB Kruma and that of Fadiga. So similar thing was happening, just that their own was not, intensive in the public. So what got to my mind was, but why DEA always people you hearing all set of things, even during the former president regime, the deputy director for operation, we heard on tape instructing those guys to bring the hardcore and the hardcore substance to his side so that they can make receipt for the other one and the marijuana and all the stuff. So it had been an age old, age old thing that it been in that entity. But I mean, it require everyone hands on decks and what happening. I think Liberians are involved from every sector because they are not taking it now to be a layman thing now, but it's everybody business. So I mean, we applaud the president for the step forward because as a leader, you have to listen to your citizens, and I'm very proud that such president, President Boaka can listen to the people of Liberia. And I saw today on the media that Honorable Koga was able to, carry 40 feet container to Nima with medical supply. I think it's a good thing for our country, and that's what we need. When you travel, you go out there. A few weeks ago, I'm pretty sure that the travel from Honorable Koga also brought something. I don't know where those material came from, but I think that's what we need from our leaders, lawmakers. You might not have the money, but your influence could also bring dividend to your constituents. So I think it's important. So I mean, there are a lot of things trending. Nima from now to 2029, there'll be a lot of drama, and there'll be a lot of drama playing. There'll be a lot of things happening. The mover and shaker, and shakers of politics. We will see them. People will alarm, they will re-alarm and all of that. So I mean, one of our friends who was also like Printed said was appointed today, as the youth chair, Josiah Buse. And he has been an ardent supporter of the CDC and knows him to be that very well, very ardent supporter. So that's, you see, if you look at the political atmosphere of our country, everyone are attached to certain group. So once they move, you see, and the followers are moving. So like I said, people will alarm and re-alarm. So for me personally, I want to officially congratulate him, and for his preferment because he's a young person, and that's what we need. His leadership also because among thousands and thousands of his colleagues, and he being choose to serve. So I mean, it's a good thing, and it shows that he will also show leadership. And what we pray for is just peace. Democracy is nothing about animosity or fight. That's why we tell people who had a side. You could be in party X, someone be in party B, but you gotta be constructive. So I mean, we pray that will be a very good show tonight, and we're hopeful that our old man was coming, but I think he will appear before the week ends. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Siawite. Thank you for being here again tonight. I know yesterday you kind of have a little bit of engaged schedule, but thank you that you are here tonight. Let's welcome to the show our brother from the CDC. CDC are trying to be on the show this come around. We got Princess Doma from Unity Party, Siawite from UP, Mana Lorena. She's not a U-based, but a supporter of the vice president. We got Shadrach. He's not a U-based, but a supporter of the vice president. We got Gilesef Val from the angle of MDR. But let's hear you. Welcome to the show this evening, Philip. Uh, but really, Gilesef is not a partisan of MDR, but he was a supporter of the late Senator Davis Johnson.
So, I got nothing about you.
Okay, Philip, I beg you. Philip, please. Thank you. Over to you.
Now, because you're playing the phone, you gotta be careful. You just already attacked me. I was not here last night. I was here. I just had internet day problem for the second show. I didn't watch it, but I was here interview at the Coco, at the Coco and all. So you left a big or yeah. All right, Gideon, thank you so much. All the panelists talk about the trust issue. I don't want to go that route, but the good thing is the president took the decision at the right time, and he appointed somebody that I think he will try his best. He wanted a strong and trained police officer from Nema, specifically from Capital District, Mr. Biago. I have followed him for a long period of time as a security officer from PSU, ERU, now as an HR for the LMP, being the officer in charge currently for DEA. I think he will try his best, even though I wanted the person to be in our post for 3 months before he can put somebody there so they can put the drugs under control for 3 months. So anybody who contact to follow the same process, because AFS is security no friend of the country that I really trust. Security I really trust to my personal view, not everybody's view. But he was no on time to fire those guys. I will all know requested because leaving one person and they do take one person out, that would be no for me unfair. They are all part of that thing. Let all of them go as one, like he did. So secondly, I think like either say or somebody say, Guepo Kumo, the trained police officer. Sometimes when people are trying to practice their ethic into what they do, the politics like work and try to bring them down, destroy their image for political gain. But Guepo Kumo is actually a trained officer, military officer, but he's well educated and he knows policing. Even during any time, there was no respect for the police people. I think he bringing back the respect to the policing in Liberia. People, why would you be like that? Go on duty on camera. Why is here? You can't buy for your somebody, whether your wife or girlfriend, whosoever you're taking it for. You brought disgrace to the police, no, how they call it force. It was so good, it was fire, and other people should learn from that. When you're serving, especially in a particular post, you gotta behave, especially security. Yeah, so I also admire that particular decision also. So thank you so much for the time. Gina, are you there?
Thank you, Shadrach. The day our
You gotta go in and come back. By verb.
Yeah, I'm okay. That Shadrach. The day our guests, turn us down in the dying minute, we have some other engagement to do behind the back to see if we can bring anybody in. But let's hear you, Philip. What's on your mind this evening, Chief?
Well, thank you, gentlemen. The lady have left, so basically tonight we gentlemen on the show. So I'd like to say good evening, good afternoon, wherever you find yourself. The conversation surrounding the DEA, and I think that's the most trending thing in Liberia now. When people got up to the news that the president has fired the entire administrative arm of the DEA, for many they thought that was something that was worth commending. To others, it's just another charade, as it may be seen, or people may term it. But I'd like to make this point, right? When the fight against drugs has always been the issue in Liberia. I said something to a few people, and I said, um, drugs, drugs is the most powerful cartel in the world. It's the most powerful cartel in the world. The great country that the US, powerful European countries, Canada, they are still fighting drugs today. That's how powerful drugs is. I've said this over and over. If a country as sophisticated as the US is in terms of security is still battling drugs, what more about Liberia? People did not take it seriously. Do not be surprised, right? In terms of the qualification of those that are appointed, I got no doubt over them. In fact, the Patrick Commons that was appointed as the OPS, this is someone from the police. I don't know him personally, but I follow him a lot. Represented Liberian National Police on the a peacekeeping mission. He has served with distinction. I'm only worried about his character and his professional life now that he has been appointed to the DEA. The reason I'm worried is that he's not qualified or he's not competent. I'm worried that he might soon get muddied into this whole drugs fight. You know, the sad part about this thing is it's not about the dismissal. On the government weekly radio public press conferences, one of the bosses from the DEA went and said at the press briefing, government-owned press briefing, that the fight against drugs in Liberia is not just from those in the private sector. He was clear that people from both the executive and the legislature are into this drugs importation in the country. That was a powerful statement. If the president was really intentional about the fight against drugs, this was not only be about dismissal. If those who are heading the sector will appear on a government platform and say to the Liberian people that officials of government are also into this drugs importation, I think that was a policy statement. It was as powerful as anyone may think, right? So if the president was well intentional about the fight against drugs, the DA boss who said that should also be going on an investigation to tell the Liberian people to name names. But again, then we go back to my previous statement that the drugs cartel is as powerful as anyone may think. If any of you have read a lot about drugs, America Fight Against Drugs, if you have read about Pablo Escobar, you will know how powerful the drugs cartel is. That's why I said to people when the president said the community people should be whistleblowers. Our community people should be whistleblowers to the fight against drugs. I immediately called my family back home to inform them that do not blow any whistle for the fight against drugs. The reason was simple, because I know Liberia is not sophisticated to protect whistleblowers. If you want to endanger your lives and the lives of your family, go on radio and start naming drugs people in the country.
Thank you.
You will understand what I mean, right? So I want to conclude on this issue about the president's dismissal, right? And the appointment of the administrator. This is the third, in less than 2 years, this is the third leadership team that has been appointed just to DEA alone. This is the third. So if the president is intentional and serious about the fight against drugs, he will do serious consultation and he will put his feet on the ground and not just for suspension and dismissal.
Thank you, thank you. Like you rightly said, if the president is actually serious, he will put his feet on the ground because the last time we did our independent fact findings, we have close to 40, over 40 borders in Liberia. Most of those borders are vulnerable. The most smartest people you will see in the world are drugs cartel, are drugs dealers. So they got so many ways of bringing drugs in the country. All we can say is that we keep fighting against drugs. We as a platform, we appear here every day to at least say something about drugs issues in our country. But again, unfortunate information we're receiving from NIMA today is that they just announced vacation drop by Asylum Mental Liberia. There have been ghost names on that vacation drop list. Come on, my people. How can we improve our own country in this kind of way? Vacation job for students again. Then people putting relative on it. I have a recording in my possession, one of the vetting committee person, one Prince Ye. I will call his name here tonight. Prince Ye appointed, he selected his girlfriend to work with Radio Sandwich in San Nicolas. The management of Radio Sandwich called him, why is it that the person that you guys assigned here have not report for duty? Prince Ye said, that my girlfriend, and she will work from home. How do we develop our country with such a manner? Coupled with that again, in the same NIMA, information we're gathering is that the NIMA County, the NIMA University administration have refused to show a spot of the university land for Musa Hassan ability to build dormitory for the students on it. Is it bad for a politician to take initiatives? But again, when we lay our hands on the full details, we'll bring it here. But Prince Ye, if you're listening to me, you need to desist from that and accord on the Nima County administration to immediately investigate that matter and dismiss Prince. Common vacation job, how much they will pay those people? 100 and 150? You're spoiling your name for it. And the Nima University, y'all gave Musa a spot. The school Musa want to build is not for himself. The dormitory is not for himself. It's for the students to use it. The only thing we say that Musa build a place. So I beg you, please give Musa his spot that he build that place. For the politics, let's build our county. But again, since our guest is not coming today, we're going to dive into the senator's statement at first. Then we can go to the other issues. Yesterday,
Junior, I'm not cutting you off. You talk about also training issues in Nimba. There's also a serious training issue in Grand Bassa that I just thought to bring it to this platform because I'm also here like representing Grand Bassa, as many of you are also here representing Nimba, right? So there is an ongoing war of words between the two senators of Grand Bassa County relating to the Tailies overdue that is position in Grand Bassa County. So if we have the opportunity, I will give you the historicity of what is the Taily, what is it about, what is the monetary value there. So a few days ago, Senator Lawrence, who is the Senate Pro Tem, was on the radio and she described Senator Bezonga Finley, who is the caucus chair, as a BM for signing a concession with a company called Steeford that is not lessons to mine the Tailies in Grand Bassa. So Senator Finley, on his signature, which we have the documents, collected $500,000 from a company called Steeford Mines. So she describes Senator Finley and the other caucus members as BM, how their actions is equated to being the actions of a BM, collecting from a company that doesn't have a mining license. Senator Finley today responded on the radio and described the pro tem of Liberia, who is also a fellow senator for Grand Bassa, as a career liar. So it's like Nimba County with the issue of trending politics is also unique to Basel. So I just thought to bring it to that platform as well. So I will do my best. I don't know if the guests can permit me. I will try as much as possible, to see if I can bring one of the senators anytime soon on the show, whether if it meets your permission. So
Yeah, that would be great. That would be really good.
yeah.
Philip, we really appreciate that. We got to bring this issue to the notice of our followers. But then with the issue in Nima, I think also we can discuss that a little bit, because we as media, we have a role to play. But let's go to the issue of the senator. Let's cut the chase. Let's leave the let's come here and say the fact. Do you think, as panelists, the senator appearing on social media platform, on radio station, to express his grievance was right? Printers, you said you had a couple of things to say about that. Let's start with you. You can be political as you want, but again, the opinion of panelists is not the opinion of this platform. Yesterday, if you are in one Nima agenda chat room, the senator posted that there are few folks who are planning to destroy him on Facebook and also planning something against his life. Let's hear you.
Yes, Jenny, I think you're right when you said I decided to reserve my opinion for the appropriate time, and it's good that we're having this conversation. If you follow some print media publications, the Liberian Daily Observer or the Liberian Observer, Front Page Africa, and others, I was one of the very first person that criticized the first appointment of the president in Nimba. I did so not because I had any personal issue with any of the local county leaders appointed, but because conversations held, recommendations made by the Unity Party to have a saying, a face, and representation in the local county leadership were overturned. And I projected at the time that the party was being defaced. But when I made the remark, a lot of people consider me as the young man causing problem. I remember that led to a conversation with our current superintendent and 3 other party executives, including me. In that conversation, we had the Unity Party Nimba chapter chairperson. We made commitment to work together. But why am I connecting this to Senator Koga's recent statement? I don't believe that it is too early at any point in time to make the necessary demand. What I projected for nearly 2 years ago, that the Unity Party in Nimba was defaced from the county leadership, and what other people termed at the time being too early to raise such a line, that persisted and exists today. Unity Party in Nimba is defaced in the county structure, and because of that, it affects the party's visibility across the county. Even though the party as an institution has had whole strength from 2005, Unity Party has always been a rival party to a Nimba-based political party before our marriage with the MDR. Unity Party has an established constituent across Nimba. So we said to our people, look, it is a political miscalculation to think that the NDR has absolute dominance across Nimba and to deface the party. And today we're suffering the consequences. And Senator Koga is a politician. He has huge base of supporters. His supporters as well look up to him. They didn't care about whether he was just elected as senator. They didn't care about whether the government just speak up. After all, we are pretty close to a year now coming to elapse. If his recommendations are not factored in, the kind of person, his personality, his approach to issue, we already understand that. He will be as bold as possible. And just to stay on this, let me just remind you. I remember at the time when I raised the issue, some of the people, most of whom are in a VP circle, when they address me, when they call me, I say the first thing, you should be thankful enough that I get the courage to say these kind of things. But I know several other people who got problem with it, but they lack the courage to boldly say it. And their own frustration or their opinions will be heard by the time we go into election, which will undermine our re-election process. So some of us who do this out of pure love for the team that we supported in 2023, we will always speak the fact. And I think Senator Koga, for me, I don't consider his current position as an attack on the vice president. Anybody sitting here, the whole of Liberia, including all of us sitting on this platform tonight, we understand that Senator Koga is a bold person. He will never miss his word. So the way other county leaders would, even before VP Kunku go campaign for Senator Koga, he stated who Senator Koga is. And, that was, I remember it was his open endorsement on Voice of Gomba and several other local radio stations. He stated that Senator Koga is a very bold person. So Senator Koga will take issues on hands, and Senator Twain will go at the end to do, back-end diplomatic engagements. So Senator Koga is just engaging issues as our vice president predicted him to be. So for me, I think the timing and the message is all good, understanding that we still have sufficient time to do in-house cleaning. Because mind you, if we allow ourselves to enter, because I speak as an executive of the Unity Party in Nimba. If our party, if the ruling establishment can allow these problems to exist, to enter the second half of our 6 years, it's going to be extremely terrible. And I've said this repeatedly to folks, by this time of former President Weah's administration, not a single government official in that government ever believed that they were going to serve a 6-year term. By 2019, about this time, the CDC was still pushing with 24 years until the 2020 special senatorial election. When they saw the result, then their expectation reduced to 6 years. Yet Liberians didn't grant them any 6 years. And some of what you saw happen to them, it was because people were not so accepted. They needed the government subjected people to always praise sinking them. And people have to hold back. And they held their opinion and waited for the appropriate time. So I actually like the timing and the vice president, one of the qualities that I see in the vice president is consistent engagement. If Vice President Jeremiah Kuhn could serve Senator Johnson, that unarguably he was one of the most complicated figures to work with. I trust that you have conversation with Senator Koga and other individuals and institutions
Thank you.
that have
Thank you.
genuine concern for us to lay the issues to rest.
Thank you. Thank you, Prentice. We had to attach time to this. At least let us do it now in 3 minutes so that everybody can have the time to speak. Thank you very much, Prentice, for your analysis. Let's get to you, see how it is. So get to her. I know the premise have been set by the host. I want to hear your view on that.
Yeah, I don't know where is Jim. I just wanted to make a disclaimer about something he said on the show. Sometimes we need to be careful about statement we made regarding people character. Prince Ye is a married guy that I know. So when you're making such an allegation, it also go deeper into a home and it surrounds and the security of his marriage. So I needed to clear that out. It was not appropriate to do that. But that's not a position of the show anyway. I just try to weigh in on that because we are all professionals here. It will not be fine and go tell you that says, oh, my man, you get job to your girlfriend, can't when a woman here and I trouble for him there. So, yeah, we gotta be very, very careful. But what I would say, like Printer said or anyone said on the show, Nima is a unique country. And from now to 2029, it will be a rocket roll. And like what other countries as well, like Philip said not too long about the Grand Bassa politics, what is playing. You will see all of those, demonstration everywhere. But what I want to say, in few months, on our Koga made a position to the Nima people in Tabeta, for which we all follow that if there's any rival, any issue between he and the vice president, any lawmaker in the caucus, it will be brought to Nimba to be discussed. But on the contrary, it went the way it happened. But I just want to say to our folks, Senator Koga is one person. He comes from a background that even the vice president knows because during the era of Senator Johnson from 2011 to 2024 to the demise of Senator Johnson, Senator Koga and Senator Johnson were always on each other's neck. So he's a kind of person, he don't mince his words. My only disappointment is, just few months after election, where he vowed to the Nima people that if there's any situation between he and the vice president, whosoever will be addressing the county. But be as it may, he's a leader. He got his own way of addressing issue. That cannot be twisted by anyone because that's his making. He's a leader in his own capacity. He got way of addressing situation. So I don't see it as bullying him. If we Mimbans will be doing that, then it's unfortunate. I see a lot of people in the various Nima chat room on social media. To me, they are feeling a fire because they are not solving any problem. The first thing is the argument about support, who not support. That argument should be put to bed. That the both leaders, if there's anything, it should be resolved. And like Printer said, it's the best time to resolve. Liberia, what happening to us in Liberia? Most persons, once they are attached to leaders, when you even make independent, opinion or how you feel, people, oh, that man ready to fight, that man, that's a big English in Liberia. Person won't fight. Why you fighting? So my point is, we that are in the circle of those leaders, we need to be careful. Because if you see the reason why fight came on the past vice president was the surrounding of the past vice president. Most time, vice president don't make decision like that. He only gave opinion, made suggestion, made recommendation. If the president take it, that's fine. So for me, in my mind, on Okoga, it was early to make that position because he just told the people of Nimba that anything that happened in Morovia, if there's anything, they will take it to Nima to resolve it. It was early. But in another way, I mean, you don't control how the man speaks because he's a leader, and there are pressure on him too as a leader. For the record, I think District 5 is one of the districts that don't have even assistant minister, I guess. So there's a pressure too on him. He got team too, and that he's dealing with. So I think the leaders from our country, they just require, a backdoor discussion that will not be, in the media. Man, you Nima now is the hot kick. The people know is a political basket right now in terms of number next to Maserado. People from
So,
outside want to see, Nima divided. So once they hear that kind of thing, they are very happy. They want to, because like other speakers said, even some of us we predicted that this man, that not somebody, he's somebody who goes to the point. Other people predicted him. Oh, when they are supporting me at the end of the day, he will go as running mate, he will not support, and the alliance and all of that. He got it right. Like
so
what other people
sociality. Nima produced leaders, maybe vice president until that time, and other people were saying the Nigerians always try to, vent out their anger in the public instead of coming back home. And we just witnesses some of our leaders, exhibiting the truth of what people are being insinuating out there. Do you think it's a good way by the leaders to always do this?
well, I don't know from which standpoint that someone is saying Nimbayan always vent their anger outside. I don't know, but as if that would be the point of discussion, then maybe there will be reason why that happened. But I think in Nibayan, we are very civilized people. We are not disgruntled for the record. We speak our mind as we see things. But what I want to say in my conclusion is Nimbayans, we need to be careful whether from which side. That's why the entire conversation I've been very careful. I see people writing chat room, bullying on the Okoga. Some people, bullying the vice president. To me, it don't really make sense at this point. What
Thank
we
you.
need to do now is to come in very professionally and resolve, the matter that is unfolding. That's how I
Thank
see
you.
it. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome to the show, Jimmy Zewbe, Bobby Timba, and Albertus Yamena. Welcome to the show. Lorena, what say you? Your Umbaya, the Unity Party, mess up with MDR, they own each other there. What say you?
Disclaimer: I'm not a partisan of United Party, nor am I a partisan of the UP.
Okay,
I
thank you.
Yeah, yes, sure. So the only political party I've ever joined in my life is the ANC, which I joined in 2021, 2020, and I was a coordinator for the state of Iowa. And in 2022, like 2 years later, they turned out to be like an elite cycle. And you paying
Oh,
your dues, you're doing things, and then when you say things, certain people want to undo what you have said as a leader. And so I suspended my membership in December of 2022, and it stayed under suspension. So
oh,
I'm now a part
okay.
of any other party you name. Yeah.
Thank you.
So
Okay.
the issue of the issue with Senator Koga and Vice President Kuhn, um, I look at it two ways. I think I like the enemy who will say I'm your enemy, or who will show sign of being enemy, than the one who will stockpile it in the bank and open it on the day of judgment. I'm not saying Senator Koga is an enemy, but I'm saying if in conflict resolution, he who speaks out, he's opening door for peace. He opening doors for resolution. So the fact that Senator Koga spoke out what he thinks is happening, I think is better. My disappointment or disagreement with him, which I told him, is that going on the media. So
But do you
he
think
himself
the speaking? Lorena, do you think the speaking out was timely? Do you think it was timely?
There's neither untimely or timely in saying all your dissatisfaction. The way he said it is my problem. So in Tabata, I remember during his campaign, he said people been saying I'm Vice President Kuhn. I will not for Vice President Kuhn because Vice President Kuhn was made by my uncle, by Prince Johnson and Senator Johnson. And Senator Johnson has said if I die and have a Nima leader left behind, my spirit, my soul will rest. So I'm not going to fight. If anything happens, I'm going to come to the end of. He made that I was there at his campaign rally launch in Tapeta. So whatever Kuma have done, Vice President Kuma have done, the others I said there, I don't know why they didn't go. That's my disappointment. But to say
Is
out
he imitating the person he replaced, Senator Johnson? You think?
say that
Is he imitating the person he replaced, Senator Johnson he replaced? Because
well,
Senator Johnson will always say everything that hurt his feeling, you always say on media before they can go for settlement. Do you think he replacing Senator Johnson and imitating him?
let's go to yeah, so I don't want to know. I mean, I don't want to know. I don't want to say whether he's imitating him or not. But I am saying, go on. I told he said when I called him, and even last night we chatted, I said that was wrong to go on the radio. There are a lot of people are connected to him and connected to Vice President whom he should have called them. I'm not saying what things he said are not truth, but I'm saying the way he put it out.
Thank you, Lorena.
And I also told
Thank
him
you.
that you cannot come on the radio and say something, and you later a thing that people will just say, oh, like just for nothing talk. People want to use the situation to see how it can deepen because they want to use the situation to see how they can infiltrate Nima. But this
Thank
is
you.
it. Whoever is praying that this thing will go beyond you will just is that frustrating because it's not going to go beyond. It's going to be resolved, and Nima is going to remain one and focus. And we like the coca tap because he will speak out. You will know instead of those, so you will go and put it in your suitcases and keep it and be planning behind people's back. We always
Thank you.
disappointed because the senator went on the radio.
Yeah,
Yes.
don't be disappointed when you like it. Don't be disappointed. Thank you. You let's say before we come to you, let's take Saja because his internet can always be fluctuating. Before we can go to the other panelists here, or I mean our other guests are here. Cedric, can you no
Yeah,
please on this? You know you following the entire thing in Liberia. What you say about this?
yeah, Alfonso, even physically, sometimes people ask, so what going on in your country? And so now we just say, I have no idea. Professional, we just we want to explain anything about our own clothes also. So, like the other time I said, say Lorena just no confirm my statement that when people speak out, they are calling for peace. I said it on the platform the very day the senator spoke. If he never wanted peace, he will keep that particular secret until maybe last to the time he will be the no or dirty fights. But again, there is my own disappointment with the senator, like almost all the panelists say. He promised that they're going to clean their clothes inside, not outside. Water clothes inside, not outside during the campaign. So his own statement, he didn't go even 6 months, he went against it. I'm not disagreeing with him that he doesn't have dissatisfaction. He may have, and that's right. He's a political leader. When you lead up, people follow you. When people follow you, they need food to eat. If you can't provide it, you also they wait on you. Everyone knows that. But again, as two leaders, when I got dispute or disagreement, the best way to settle it is in meeting, in a closed room meeting, 1 or 2, 3 times. If the other party fail to adhere to what you guys will know, like come up with as a solution, then of course we got elders in our county that all of them almost run to when times for election. So the first thing is you had done was go to the elders, lay your brother complaint, or tell the elder about your disappointment within the vice president. When they call you, if you refuse to come or refuse to adhere to the call, in terms of what we got to discuss, if you come out to say anything now, you have many references to mention that indeed when it happened, I did that, and he have refused. So he refused that if vice president, you're not going to listen to me. We all are sitting here, we know we'll join to even condemn the vice president for that. But early as it is, that we all just came from fighting for him to just come out, with disappointment out the day, publicly bringing all of us out. That's my disappointment. But even when you dissatisfied, you can express yourself. But the medium, the platform being used, that's what we're talking about. But again, he's a human being. He had gone through
So
some
which
things that
Saja, which platform you wanted the senator to use that he did not use?
So I just said in my introductory, I said he should have gone to our elders that they all want to do campaign time. They go seek advice. They want to contest, they want to do SYZ. Talk to my brother and brothers, step aside,
Thank you.
let him give me chance. You should have gone to see elder to say, I have come to say, my brother not working with me. What can I do? Please call him, let work with me. If the man refuse, then they get a point now to come up publicly. That's
Thank
my
you.
point.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, sir. Up to you. Have your piece on this.
Yeah,
All right.
excuse me. Princess say it's in the bag. They should bring him on.
Oh, okay. I will do that. Yeah. Yeah, sir.
So,
Go ahead.
what we all saying here is that people think that Nima is going to be divided. Nima is not going to be divided. If you follow Koga very closely, Koga appearances on the show, he stated that he's a straight talker. He's a fighter. And I kind of like his style of speaking out. Even the then Senator Prince Johnson, that's exactly how the senator used to speak whenever things goes wrong. But my only problem I have is that I don't know whether the senator did a consultation with the very elders within NIMBA, because um, he needed to, if he actually didn't do that, he needed to settle or meet the house first before leaving the house. That is speaking to the elders of NIMBA. Now, I believe what he's saying now is putting the VP on alert. Most of the things that we're talking about, the VP personally might not even be the person that, or maybe in the know of most of the things, or some of those things, but people that surrounds him. Couple of you from NEMA have been complaining from the VP inner circle. That is the people that are very close to the VP. And I'm pretty much sure that the VP watches our broadcast on a daily basis. He needs to start thinking about those that are within his inner circle and giving them straight mandate. Because if we're talking about NEMA 2029, if we, the Nimbayans, are divided, we will not be united when we get out there. They say a divided house will not stand. And the way we have to proceed now is to all those things to be brought forth and go and try to see if we can resolve it in-house before we take the street in 2029. But I think Koga the point that has been raised by Koga is valid. The only issue that I have is taking it home. Go home. You got a couple of elders there. Kun is a very humble guy. Kun will not disappoint the call from elders. I don't care whether he's a vice president. Once those people call him, he will be able to attend to their calls. So I expected my honorable man to, go home, call the elders, let them have those discussions before coming on board. Most of the things that one thing that also surprised me was Goba has made such a statement before. I think a couple days earlier, gave him a 30 days ultimatum to the vice president. And then afterward, you saw that the honorable man made those statements. I don't know, because Armstrong have said on his platform he's not working with Koga anymore. He's not advisor, but he's advisor to Ability. But how the Armstrong got to get those information and they say on social media that the vice president have to do this, that. Now, it is true. We all supported this vice president from Nima County, and Nima is seated on the table. But let us also remember that not every single person that campaigned and brought this government to power from Nimba will have the privilege to get a job, or the vice president is obligated to employ them. There are a lot of folks from other counties and other places. I don't think we want to repeat what the past regime did by bringing in so of their surrogate to surround power. Equally so, people from Nima have to be given seats on the table. Sons and daughters have to be recognized and
Thank
given
you.
the opportunity to exhibit their talent. But
Thank you.
it's Nima will not be divided. One Nima stand. All those things is a wake-up call to all of us and the vice president. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Albertus Yamiana, welcome to the show.
Thank
You are
you.
muted. Okay. Thank you. Go ahead. You okay?
Yeah. Thank you, and good evening to you all.
Yeah.
Good afternoon to some of our people who are not in our border. If you want my take on what is going on now, or if you want me to start, which?
Yeah, I don't know about I don't know the issue there. But what me you came here, somebody did not connect me
Yeah,
though.
so Alfonso,
Yeah.
Hello, are
He
you
was a
getting me?
guest that was to appear.
Mr. Miana should have appeared
Yeah.
last night, but due to technical issues,
Oh, okay.
he couldn't make the appearance.
Yeah,
So
gentlemen,
he's
also
making
tell me
up
the
for
bag,
tonight.
man. Also tell me the bag. Anyways, sorry for that, Mr. Miana Ingon. Oh, yeah, I didn't know. I just felt that he just came to provide a kind of opinion on the issue. That's why I just wanted him to just go through. But anyway, let him jump back. We're going to go through. We're going to get him through.
So,
Is he?
Alfonso,
Yeah.
what we do, that the rest of the panelists just do few minutes, then we get down to the real topic.
Yeah. That's what I want to do now. That's what I want to
We
do
have
now.
just 2 questions left.
Yeah. So we'll come to you. Let's get to you that Jimmy Wobe. I know you've been following the back. I just brought you on, but I know you've been following the back. Just give in 1 minute, 30 seconds. Yeah, because of our guest is here, so we can discuss the issue in Kingway.
Okay, good evening to everyone, and good evening to the great people of Boya and Abdullah Last. You know, it's a good thing to be here again. I will go strictly to the issues. I opted not to comment on the prevailing situation between the vice president and the senator, because both of them are 2 great leaders of our county who have contributed in their own capacity. And so whatsoever that happened between the both of them is something that's supposed to be settled. But for the sake of this platform, I will give my brief opinion on that. Honorable Koga's opinion few days ago, every well-meaning Liberian is unbiased. I don't think you should take it as an attack on the vice president. The senator's opinion was just an alarm to call the vice president to order. There are too many of Senator Koga in Nimba who have similar disenchantment, but they have been conceived. But for now, because some of them are now bold, they don't want to come out to say it. And so They may keep it and then use it at the 90th hour against the vice president or maybe against NIMA interest. Comes 2029. You know, Senator Kuga is not that kind of a person. He's a bold person. But those who are supporters of both Senator Kuga and the vice president, I think, should keep quiet or should try to make peace between the both of them. Because if NIMA is to succeed in 2029, we need everybody on board, including Garrison Yeru, where everybody. When you have issues between leaders to take side and say, oh, the other person is not important, the other person here, the other person, all of them, both Senator Kuga and Vice President Kun, they help one another to get to where they are today.
Thank you.
Remember, Senator Kuga.
Thank you.
Let me conclude now.
Yeah, conclude in 20 seconds.
So to conclude, I want to call on all of the young people, all of the supporters of both Senator Kuga and Honorable the Vice President Kun, most especially those who are working in the office of the Vice President. You should stay out of such a conversation. Anything you say to Senator Kuga now, it will just validate Senator Kuga argument. So if we see our leaders going along, and most young people, we need to call all of them together. Who told you when the others can make peace, young people can make peace too. So we ourselves have to put ourselves in our situation, call our leaders to order, not to take one side and attack the other group. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Sorry, Bobby, let me recognize you in 1 minute, 30 seconds. May your point they will get to our guests.
Thank you, Efam. Thank you. Let me say thank you to the rest of the panelists for giving their opinions on the current reality in NIMBA. Look, some of you have been following my posts from today about today's evening. I've been posting videos that during the campaign, the vice president was in the rain, in the sun, in the bushes, campaigning for Senator Kuga. That video, the intent is to remind the senator of the effort, the significant efforts that the vice president made to have him elected as senator. And to also retrospect on some of the comments that he made to the people of NIMA during the senatorial by-elections in NIMA. That he promised to the people of NIMA that he will never make any public statement against the vice president. I expect that Senator Kuga to have called the attentions of the NIMA Legislative Caucus if he had an issue. I also expect that if the NIMA Legislative Caucus cannot solve that issue about our battles, I expect that the senator to have called the attention of the NIMA elders to go in the caucus and also solve, and there's any issue to solve it in our own process. But to come and watch our dirty clothes outside, it is something that I have issue with. Look, let me tell you this. Since the independence of Liberia in 1847, NIMA as a country has not come close to the presidency before. The only son of NIMA who grabbed the presidency with his hands and they took it for him was Jackson Fiado. And he got killed in Canada by DB County. From that time up to this time, the only man who came close to the presidency that stopped to the vice presidency was Ina Dogodie. When Dogodie was flogged, was ordered by terror and flogged in Matra, they brought in Moses Zebla. And at the end of the day, I just want to end up a few things. I just want to make it.
I know you keen with that energy. So can you just conclude? Jimmy, I'm begging you, please wait. I know you keen with that energy.
We are not arguing.
I know you came with that energy. So in 30 seconds, just conclude. Go to our guests. And you say more thing on this.
Yeah, to conclude, I want the senator to, if he had an issue, to call the attentions of neighbor elders and the young people said can solve issue. I don't want him to come publicly and begin to attack the office of the vice president. People already looking at us as members in this country to be people that they don't trust. People can say a lot of things about us. If we try to make confusion among ourselves, then what we have fought over the years, that we have one step to, we'll be able to miss it. So we don't want that to happen. We are calling on the senator to refrain from that, to see the vice president as a first ranking officer in the county. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bobby. After the entire show, maybe we will have our closing, and maybe you can profound on this issue. But let's get to you.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, Avetus Yan Mena. Let's get to know who Avetus Yan Mena is and from what background he came from and is here.
Good evening. Yes, thank you. Good evening and good afternoon to the followers of this BKS TV. And I want to salute all of you distinguished panelists. And it's an opportunity for me to be hosted by you this evening. I see it as a gracious opportunity to share with you. Albertus Nyamiana is an epidemiologist, a public health expert, an environmental scientist, and a coordinator of public health surveillance at the National Public Health Institute of Liberia, and the national coordinator for the One Health Coordination Platform in Liberia, and a son of Nimba County. I'm honored to share with you on this platform few things in the public health sector. I'm also sorry that I could not appear last night due to technical problem that has been resolved. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mena. It's okay that you're here today to share with us key issues in our country when it comes to public health. You know, our country, is one of the countries in West Africa that has some of those issues when concerning the public health. So we want to learn more or get more. The public will want to know from you. What is the significance of the establishment of public health in Liberia? First.
Thank you. Public health itself is the science and practice of protecting and improving the health of people and their communities. What that means is public health looks at the people as their client, the community as their client or patient, so you may say. While the clinician looks at you individual as their patient, we public health technicians look at the whole community as our patient or a whole population as our patient. So in order to improve the lives of people and the communities they live in, there are a couple of things that we do in public health. And the importance of it is it prevents diseases or any public health threat from reaching the people. What you're supposed to spend maybe $200 on in a hospital, public health makes you to prevent it by maybe just using $20. Public health gives you information that guides you to protect yourself. Say, for example, if you use the latrine, wash your hands after using the latrine. What that does is it protects you from getting any disease that could be maybe cholera or anything that could cause problem for your life. that would make you to go to hospital and lie down. And we also help by, if we have seen anything, take sample and then test at the laboratory and tell you in advance that this thing, if you prevent it, you will be protected. So there are several significance attached to public health, just to name few of them.
Thank you. Thank you. Before we can go to all the other panelists, let me just ask you these questions. Then Ali will set the basis for the questioning from other panelists. One we want to know the difference between public health and environmental, people. The one we call the EPA in Liberia. What are the distinction between the both of them, their roles in the society?
All right. So public health has several branches. In public health, you do environmental health. In public health, you do epidemiology, you could do nutrition, you could do maternal and child health. So it's a very wide range of professional areas. So the reason why I introduce myself as such is I have a master's degree in epidemiology and also environmental science. So in environmental science, it looks specifically at what happens when it comes to the environment. So that is the difference. But public health is an umbrella profession for all of these areas. Then now you can specialize yourself in each of those fields. Say, for example, somebody says, I'm a medical doctor. Medical doctor, when you graduate, you are a GP. That is, you are a general practitioner. Now you have to tell us which of the specialty in medicine that we could call you a doctor of. Then somebody can say, I'm a doctor of internal medicine, a doctor of urology, and all of those things. So that's how public health is. It has branches. I hope I'm clear with this.
Yeah. Thank you. Let's get to you, Siawete. I want you to ask 2 questions in row, then we'll get our guests to respond to them.
Thank you, Alfonso. Good evening, Mr. Miana.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here. We anticipated your presence last night, but it's good that you are back.
Yes.
I'm sorry that some of us, we don't have, we are not medical people, but we ask the question properly, and that will benefit the public anyway. But my question to you is that many times in Liberia, for one, like our country in Liberia, the time we actually hear public health is when doing maybe the epidemic, like I call it coronavirus, Ebola. I want to know what's actually the role of the public health, because the only time for me, maybe most Liberian hear public health is when we have the epidemic in Liberia. Do they have a different role, or when do they really perform? Because, for example, like during the corona, we used to hear Dr. Nyenswa during the coronavirus, the Ebola virus, and then this current one, that's the time we heard Dr. Nyan and the rest of the folks' name. But there are other, I don't know whether there are other, sicknesses that are also, public health threat to our citizens, or it's just maybe doing virus. That's what I really want to understand.
Okay, thank you, Siawete. I got you. Even though you were coming to some point distorted, I got the content of the question. It has been tested and proven that all around the world, those countries that even have public health institutes are performing better in the health sector than just countries that have only Ministry of Health. So let me give you just a few information on the background of public health to tell you that it is important. Public health, as far back as 2014 to 2016, when we had this issue of Ebola epidemic that plagued the world all over, even in Liberia, that killed most of our citizens, the government thought that it was important to separate specialized professionals that will look exclusively at public health issues and what those issues are. You look at what we call emergency preparedness and response. That means you don't need to wait for any health threat to catch you pens down, as it was in the case of Ebola. Because when Ebola came in this country, we did not know what they call Ebola, and that is why it killed most of our people. We had to wait for WHO, US CDC, and other world bodies that are dealing with public health to send here expertise to intervene in the situation. So counting on that, I was originally working with the Ministry of Health. Dr. Tobo Nyensua was working there as the Assistant Minister for Preventive Services, and my division was called Division of Infectious Disease and Epidemiology. Now that we have was called DPC, Disease Prevention and Control. So we were sent specifically to establish the Public Health Institute because they thought that having a body that will exclusively, besides medicine, look at anything that has to do with the health of the people and the communities was important. So it is not only, see, I would to come to the main point of your question, it is not only during outbreak like COVID that you have heard about that public health is seen in the public. Public health looks at emergency preparedness. That means if you go in a community, for example, and see that the community does not have hand pump and they are fetching water from the creek to drink, that is a public health problem because anytime they can come down with waterborne disease. So you need to inform the public that there's a need to have hand pump in this place so that we can prevent disease relating to waterborne. This is what we do. We do preventive measure so that you can protect yourself. We do informatics through what we call RCCE, risk communication and community engagement. We engage the community and tell them this is the risk that you seem to have if this care is not taken. We also take samples and test and tell you in advance that if these measures are not taken into place, they will be the outcome. And we do what we call epidemiology surveillance. So we call it short epi surveillance. We check to find out whether there will be any issue that will cause outbreak. And then we do lastly what we call surveillance, which is the ongoing collection of information and be collated and analyzed to give us a blueprint of what might happen if care is not taken. So public health is not waiting to see things happen before they mitigate it. What they do is they prepare in advance so that they can prevent anything that may happen. But in case it happens, they must be able to curb it or control it so that it cannot spread further. So that is what public health is. And that group was organized since December 2016 and 2017. It was the last document that the president Ellen Sirleaf signed into law, establishing it as a specialized group looking at public health emergency preparedness and response, as well as epidemiological surveillance to tell the country what is happening and what might happen if care is not taken. That is what public health is.
Thank
Are you
you.
there?
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you
thank
very
you.
much. See how it is? You done?
No, I think that's
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
So, my final question on this round could be from the answer you have given us. What could be the public health threat now to our country besides previous epidemic that are being country? Why is the major public health threat now in Liberia that we could prevent from your data from?
Yep. So currently we have 3 outbreaks that are under public health response in Liberia. We have the Mpox outbreak that started since January 1, 2024 up to now. So as we speak to you, we have 1,428 cases that were tested by the lab, because what we do is we collect sample from people who present with the signs and symptoms of the disease. Like for monkeypox, it starts with rashes. The rashes will appear on the forehead here, and then later spread up to other parts of the body. But the distinguishing feature about the mpox is it appears in the palms and the soles of the feet. That makes it different from all other pox diseases like chickenpox, like smallpox, and all of those. Like even scabies and other dermatological diseases, that is any disease on the skin. So that is what mpox is. So as we speak now, we have confirmed 608 since January 1, 2024 up to now. Of these, 114 of them are active, 494 of them have recovered. But the good news about it is there is no death up to now. So for just 2025, we have the total of 63 confirmed cases as we speak now. So of these 63 confirmed cases, you have 0 death still up to now. And we have Lassa fever that has been a problem since January 6, 2022 up to now. Lassa fever, we have recorded 201 cases confirmed, 63 deaths, and it is now affecting 4 counties currently. It touched 8 out of the 15 counties, but right now we have it in 4 counties. The mpox touched all the 15 counties, but right now we have it only in 8 counties. And then the last one is the measles. We recorded measles since 2021 up to now. We have been recording cases of measles. In all of our 98 health districts in Liberia, measles are affected. But the good thing is the fatality rate, that is the death rate, is not as high as other diseases.
Well, let's wait him to come the internet. May have problem. I don't know why. But if you're listening to all, we are in conversation with Auguste Yamiana, one of our public health practitioners in the country. Okay, I think it's back. Oh. Yeah, you just went off. You were saying something. You went and you can conclude on this.
Hello?
Yeah, you were saying something and you left, and so you got to conclude on that. Hello, you getting me?
Hello?
Are you getting us? Hello?
Yes, okay.
Okay. Yeah,
Sorry, there
you were
was
saying something.
interruption.
Yeah, you were saying something in the interruption. So I want you to continue on that one.
Yes, we just in summary, I said that currently we have 3 outbreaks that we are responding to in Liberia. And I was just providing some statistical analysis of the 3 outbreaks. We talk about mpox, we talk about Lassa fever, and I was ending on measles. Those are the current outbreaks that we are responding to in Liberia, even though there are other diseases, because every Friday we have in-country 17 county surveillance officers. All of the counties, we have what we call surveillance officers in them. So we have 17 because Mosorado size, we have 2 in Nima and Mosorado. And then at the district level, we have 98 health districts. So we have 98 district surveillance officers. And then at the health facility level, we also have health facility surveillance focal persons there. In Mosorado, because of the size, also we have 22 zonal surveillance officers so that we can capture whatever is happening in those areas. And in those communities, we have over 5,000 community health workers that are also visiting over 1 million households yearly to visit and ask people what's happening to them and collect information to send to us. These information they send are collated into what we call epidemiological bulletin. Every Friday when you visit Enfield, we project that to tell you exactly what is happening in the country, where we need to mount our response effort to make sure that nothing happens. So this is, we are the watchdogs on public health threats in the country. So we have our radar all over, from the community level to the health facility, to the district, to the county, and to the national level. Whatever we see is also sent to the WHO, and then the world knows exactly what's happening when it comes to health in Liberia. That is the structure we have.
Thank you very much. Lorena, are you there? Because your internet issue wanted to take you, but I think you off camera. So let's get to you. Your 2 questions, Sadra. Welcome to the show, DK.
Alfonso.
Yeah, go ahead, Sadra.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Manning, for your appearance today. Thank you so much, and thanks to Enfield for the great job you guys doing. So my question, through your explanation, I had concern in terms of publicity that has to do with community outreach. You name 3 major diseases: the measles, the mpox, and Lassa fever. But then we live in the communities where we don't even hear people telling the old lady who can listen to the radio, who can watch social media, at least to go and educate people in rural communities, especially in the hinterland or rural areas. Now, what are the systems put in place to educate the Liberia community to for them to be aware of these diseases so they can take precaution instead of someone going to the office to know what happened around the country? Thank you.
Shadra, sorry, I didn't get you well. You were coming in distorted. I didn't get the latter part of the question.
Okay, so like I said, what are the systems being put in place by Enfield in terms of publicity to educate rural areas, especially those are not listening to radio or watching social media, to have them educated in terms of the diseases you just named, because it seems to be so worrisome to me.
Okay, I got your point. Thank you. So what Enfield is doing and has done is to deploy in every county what we call health promoters. So every county has county health promoters. Even at the community level, like I told you, we have community health volunteers, but we don't want to call them volunteers now, so we call them community health workers. Those are people that were trained by Enfield and the Ministry of Health. They are about 5,000 of them. So they visit household, portion of household that is assigned to each community health worker. They come and say, oh, hello, man. Anybody inside here sick? What is the problem? And once they get that information is sent straight to the health facility that they report under. Even they are the ones that also helping us to reduce the issue of maternal death. They go, if there is a pregnant woman who is maybe in pain, they will help to make sure that that person immediately gets to the health facility. In fact, we get this formula that we call RED REP approach. RED is RED as the red color is, and REP is REP as you can see in representative. RED is reach every district with the information and tell the people what is happening when it comes to public health. REP is reach every pregnant woman to make sure that they do not die in labor while waiting for health professionals to come in. So the health promoters are there to give information about health threats to those people. In fact, we did a simplified version of our case definition with pictorials that you will see when you see, for example, Lassa fever, you will see the rat eating somebody's food that will make the person to get Lassa fever. All of those calendars, or what you could call it, or posters are all over in the communities and in the health facility to just inform people about this particular information I'm giving you. That's what we're doing.
All right.
Thank you.
So my last question, it will come like this. You as no trained and well-educated health practitioner, plus your boss, Mr. Taranya also. I want to know, this is my concern. And my question be in no, it be one question, but maybe two answers. Like
Hello?
what method? Hello?
Yeah, hello. Okay, I'm getting you now.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So I said, what are no capacity building methods being put in place by you and the institution that tomorrow when you have no adequate retire, that will get more misdemeanor, not one, not two, hundreds in numbers. And what are the capacity now for our country in terms of diagnosing those diseases around the country? Thank you.
Did you hear him, Mr. Mena?
Please repeat. I didn't get in clear. I don't want to respond to. Is Chandra still
He want to know.
asking?
Yeah. He want to know. He want to know what are the mechanisms your entity have put in place to train more people to be like you when you are not, when you are no longer on the stage, and what is the capacity or the capacity of your institution to tackle some of those things in Liberia?
All right, thank you. What Enfield has done over the years since 2015, no, not 2015, or 2018. Sorry, 2018, they established what we call Field Epidemiology Training Program, FETP, Field Epidemiology Training Program. That program is to train mid-level public health professionals in the field of epidemiology. Epidemiology is those who are trained to detect and investigate
His internet is very bad.
Yeah, his internet is bad. I don't know. Mr. Avatus, I think you can log out and again log in. Let's see. I don't know what happening to your internet. Hello, are you there?
It's coming back.
Wow. TK, where boss? Welcome to the show. I don't know where you going.
DK West Carlin giving problem, brother.
Mettez un ciné partout.
DK West Carlin giving problem. The scientist too. Carlin giving problem.
That's true.
Okay, I think he's back. He's back. His internet is a problem. He's back. Let him come and then
Yeah.
conclude on you. Then from there we'll get to Lovina because Lovina internet. Yeah. You were saying you were responding to a question, so we want you to continue with the response. That's all.
Yeah, sorry, there was disruption. Okay, so that the National Public Health Institute of Liberia established what we call Field Epidemiology Training Program in 2018 that has been training middle level public health professionals at the health facility, at the district, and even all our county surveillance officers have been trained in both. It has two layers. You have what we call the front line and the intermediate. The front line goes for 3 months and the intermediate 9 months. And then you have that master degree. So Enfield has been training almost all of the surveillance officers that we started with have all been trained how to detect, how to investigate when you have an outbreak. That is what Enfield is doing. Support from the US CDC, the US we graduated 15% from there. That is where we are now. We end training. Hello, I hope you got me.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So
capacity of the country in detecting the disease.
So your capacity, your institution capacity in the country. Let somebody mute now.
Let somebody mute now. Jimmy, mute.
Hello, you getting me now?
Okay, you are clear. Yes, thank you.
Okay, yeah, all right. So you want to know your institution capacity in combating those diseases in the country.
Yes, Enfield has the capacity because as we speak now, all of the counties, like we say, have county surveillance officers. All of our 98 districts, health districts in Liberia have district surveillance officers. All of the 953 health facilities that we have in Liberia are having health facility surveillance focal persons who report to us daily. And all of the communities, if not all we are covering, but we have over 5,000 community health workers that are visiting households to collect information on any health threat to report to us. And at the national level, we have teams that are there. We have the points of entry, all of our 48 points of entry in Liberia that are being officially recognized have what we call professionals that are trained in public health to also man those borders and screen people. And then at our central office, we also have experts for emergency also have a team of surveillance officers that control at the level to information or analyzed and collated by a team of data analysts that sit there. And then every Friday, if you were in Morovia now, I would say tomorrow morning by 9:30, come to Enfield, you will see what's happening in the country. They will project it and they will tell you exactly what this country stands on now when it comes to diseases, conditions, and events of public health threats that we are responding to or that we are electing people to prevent. That's our capacity. If you call me right now and say what's happening in this area, tomorrow morning, I will just tell you this is what has happened there. That's our capacity. So we have the surveillance radar deployed every part of Liberia. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Lorena, you are not fortunate to be here to ask a question because of internet. So let me get to you, Bobby. You can ask your question
Thank
when
you.
Lorena come. Maybe we'll force you to ask. But just go ahead and ask your 2 questions.
Why you want to pause me?
No, as I'm saying, if Lorena comes back, we can just pause you. Then she asks a question
Okay.
because internet is not good. Yeah, you can go ahead.
Okay. Okay. Let me extend my deepest thanks and appreciation to Mr. Miana for his expose and for the level of work done at the National Public Health Institute of Liberia. But Mr. Miana, here is my questions that I want to ask you. To have a good health in the country, there are determinants of health. There are things that will determine the country good health. And I think you need to have a lifestyle. You need to have a good environment. It play a good role. It play a role into public health as well, to have a good health in the public sector. You need to also have a good health care. I don't know. I want to know for you as public health practitioners, those determinants that are yet lacking in this country that the government of Liberia need to fix.
Did you
I
get
don't know
me?
what I got you. Yeah.
Mr.
The
Mena, are you
last
there?
portion of your question, your last
Yeah,
portion of your
just
question, please
yes,
ask it.
the
They didn't
internet.
get it.
Yeah,
Just the
you are
last
So I was
portion.
just saying,
Yeah.
I was just saying to you, they are determinant of health. There are things that determine good health in the country. The first thing is, if you don't have a good lifestyle, you don't have a good health. If you don't have healthcare system in your community or in your environment, you now also have good health. If you don't have the environment, a safe environment to live, you now also have good health. I want to know, there are a lot of health crises in the country. I want to know which one of those determinants, things that determine good health, that is lacking in the health sector that you think the government need to target.
All right. Thank you. I think I partially got some portion of it, but the main issue you want to know is looking at the determinants of good health. What is the government doing, and what might be the status of good health in Liberia? If I got you right, let me just respond to it according to how I understood you. Yes, I quite agree with you to say that a country has good health. There are several indicators that you have to look at and that you call health determinants, which you are right for that. Fundamentally, you should look at the 3 A's. You should look at the availability of health facility.
Internet is our enemy. Now in Liberia, we need to fight a disease to internet fighting against by internet, almost like fighting drugs in Liberia. I think we need to also do the same thing.
So, do the same thing.
Shadra, what they talking playing in the department there?
The internet situation is down in the middle of Sadra.
Let's see whether we can get him back. I don't know. Let me see whether we can get him back. Yeah. You in Liberia is rainfalling in Liberia now?
No.
Because most of our guys they're going off coming, going off coming.
No rain in my community in a rehab here. You know, I live very close to the president.
Very close to the president. So
Maybe print is in Sony way.
Yeah. We normally in the slum community.
Printers, you were sleeping, my man. The old man is speaking, and you went in the back there. Okay, let him come back.
I've been following Mr. Miana.
The probably expert.
Jimmy, you get a very bad sound, but so you put it on when somebody taught you how to. It maybe listening to another stuff. So, but anyway, I think he's trying to come back. I don't know. So if you are there, Mr. Miana, you can rejoin us using the link. You can rejoin us, then we'll continue on the discussion. For ABA, I know I understood your question. He had to answer it, Bobby. But anytime you want to ask a second question, please just go direct because of time. Just go direct to the question because if we say all of the premises around before coming to the question, sometimes it will take long time. You know, the guests inside can explain too.
Bobby finds himself between two professions that you really have to talk. So he wanna talk in applause. So you get politics, you get journalism.
I see.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know which one. Politics and journalism. I don't know which one you dropped recently.
My man, I'm a public health practitioner.
Oh, okay.
I read in public health currently.
Okay, that's good to know. But I think you are more known for journalism and politics than public health.
No. I'm a journalist by profession. You know that.
And politician by practice.
I'm a political reporter.
Can you get to him?
Can you get to him?
But probably have a science and art. So
you get any links here with it to get to him by phone? You think so? Wow. Are you trying to get to Lorena to Norway? I think it's back. I think it's coming. Yeah, welcome back, Mr. Vatus Yamiana.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry, we continue to have interruption. So as I was saying, yes, the determinants of good health, there are key performance indicators that you call KPIs that you have to consider. And fundamentally, we have the 3 A's. We have availability of health facility, we have accessibility of health facility, and we also have affordability. The health facility must be available within the reach of the people, at least within 1 kilometer that they can access. They should also be accessible. It should be somewhere that you can access, and it should also be affordable in terms of its cost. So I can give you historical analysis that from 2015, before the Ebola crisis, as far back as 2013, because the Ebola started 2014 and it ended 2016. we had in the whole country just over 300 health facilities. Then after the Ebola, the government thought that it was important to build additional health facilities. So we had 618 health facilities across the country. As I speak to you now, we have 953 health facilities in this country. So that means even districts that only had one health facility before, at least it has been increased. Is it available? Yes. To some extent, it is accessible. People can access it now because health facilities that were far beyond the reach of 1 or 5 kilometers are now at least closer to other people. And then they are affordable because of this free service. So it has improved, so to some extent, our life expectancy. Before then, we had 0.8 to 10,000 population as a ratio of doctor to the population that is served. 0.8 to 10,000 population. Right now, it is between 11 to 12.8 doctors to 10,000 population. Are we there yet? No, we are not there yet. We still have large gaps because the WHO standard says you should have 25 doctors at least to that 10,000 population in a kind of setting that we have like sub-Saharan Africa. So right now, Liberia needs about 699 doctors to close that gap. You have 10,018 nurses that you're supposed to have to close that gap. You should have over 4,000 midwives to close that gap, but we are still below that. So we are gradually getting there. Our health system has not improved to a considerable level yet. This is where we are, but gradually, it's a gradual but incremental process. We will get there. This is where we are. So our life expectancy is still between 68 to at least 72. But before then, we used to be between 45 and 48. That means the life expectancy is the time you expect to live for as a Liberian, considering all of the health factors, so that at least they can say the man has lived for some time. So when you progress, that is a glory of God. But when we calculate life expectancy in public health, it means considering all of the flaws. If you live beyond this, we clap our hands for you. So right now we have progressed with the life expectancy. Those are all indicators that our system is gradually improving. This is where we are.
Thank you. Lorena, you're going again, girl. I want you to ask your question on the internet. It's giving you hard time. But anyway, let's get to you for your last question, Bobby.
Mr. Mianda, thank you. I want to ask you this question. You as public health practitioner from Eliwo County, the Lima, we witnessed over the years when the Ebola virus came to this country, it killed many of our people back home because they were not aware of the awareness. They were not aware of the preventive measures. You as public health practitioners, there is a disease that has come to the country that is killing people slowly. I mean, virus. That is the hepatitis B virus. What are you doing in your capacity as a public health practitioner to inform people in the Leeward County about this particular virus?
Yes. Thank you, Tingma. I got your question clear. So the HBV, the hepatitis B virus, I quite agree with you. It's a silent killer now. Even killing more than the HIV. In fact, it is more dangerous than the HIV. if it was something of choice to say choose between the HIV and hepatitis and you have that option, I will say that you can take the HIV instead of the HBV, because where we are now with it, we are intensifying the awareness at all of the public places. When you go there now, even where the handicap is the vaccine, because it is a vaccine preventable disease. We call that VPD. We as a country have not been able to procure the vaccines to be pre-positioned in public places for pre-exposure prophylaxis. So what I can tell you is this disease is deadly. So we have told all of our health promoters to make sure that they intensify the awareness on hepatitis B virus all over, because it kills more than even any other thing. And when you have it, once you are diagnosed of it, there is no treatment. The only thing they do is to do the control measures so that at least they can suppress a virus for you to live for some time. But there is no treatment as we speak. So I quite agree with you. It's a public health threat. So what we're doing at our level is to intensify the awareness in public places so that people will be aware that there is another silent killer that is killing people that we call hepatitis B virus. So you are right on that. So at our level, that is what we are doing now. In fact, we have even told at the military for them, before you join the army, you have to do all of those tests. And there where we started collecting the data, and some other area like JDJ hospital were able to get data on that. So that data is informing us that it is killing people more than any other disease, so that we need to intensify our awareness. So this is what we are doing now at our level. Because in public health, we speak based on data. So the data now is in our possession and we are using it to inform people, because you can't just talk. People will ask you, what are you talking? What is the evidence? So at least
so
when
as
I
you
speak
speak
to
now,
you,
how many person living with this virus?
As we speak, the population that is infected is getting high. It's getting high. So it is a public health concern, and we need to create awareness on that. But we don't want you to panic. Right now, as we speak, people are trying to speak to other donors to see how we can have vaccination against this. Even I myself, Enfield brought a vaccination and we took that free of charge. So all of our workforce, we want to make sure that they are vaccinated against hepatitis B.
Yeah, thank you. Let me just do a follow-up to that. Then we'll go to our next panel. Somebody, okay, Lorena is here to ask a question. Let somebody just ask me, what really is the disease called hepatitis, and is it a transmitted disease?
Yes, it's an infectious disease. It can be transmitted through other means. So hepatitis B, as we call it, is a viral disease. Anytime you hear this is a viral disease, it means it is caused by virus. It is caused by virus, and that type of virus is a virus that will cause people to have a problem with their labor and their stomach start getting big and their feet getting swollen and all of those things. So it's a viral disease. Yes, it can be transmitted from people to people.
Okay. Maybe one day we will come to somebody may ask you, I know how it can be transmitted. You say from people to people, but what means? Somebody will ask you that. But again, let's get to you, Jimmy Zewube. Ask your question.
Okay, Honorable Yan, let me say thank you for your service to the country. Societal characteristics is the highest determinant factor of health. You spoke of the issue of the component that has to do with health disparity, but the issue of unemployment, because he who has better income has better health outcome. And so the issue of unemployment, what have been the role of public health in advocating to bridge the gap of unemployment?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so
So
Jimmy, please, when you
Jimmy,
ask your
please,
question, you
when
have
you
to
ask
pause
your
yourself
question, you
because
have to
the
pause yourself
feedback
because
not good.
the feedback not.
Yeah. So, uh, Mr. Miana, let's take another two questions there. Maybe you can answer them from Lorena because Lorena internet is not too good. So the first one he
Okay.
asked, I know you jack it down there. Lorena will ask her under two questions because internet is not good.
You want me to ask question now?
Yeah, you can go ahead and ask your question.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Miana, and welcome to BKS, the platform that makes people to talk and come about with training issue. So this is my question. The president constituted a task force for this anti-drugs, the fight against drugs, and Ministry of Health is on that task force, but MPO that has the surveillance act is not on the task force. So I've been wondering whether is it because MPO is intro force honor and MOH, or is it because MPO does not have the capacity to form part of that task force? That's my first question. And then
The
my
second one.
second question would be, if hepatitis B is a sexually transmitted disease. That's my second question.
All right. Let's get in. He will soon start responding to the question. He want to know if hepatitis B is sexually transmitted and why MPhil is not on the task force. He said that they don't have the capacity. That's two questions you asked. Okay. Uh, Mr. Miana, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. All right, so
Did you?
let me get the first question.
Mm-hmm.
He said he was looking at the uh, issue of unemployment versus health, looking at social and economic disparity when it comes to health. How does it affect health? Wugbe, is that a question?
Yeah, that's the question.
Yeah, that's the question.
Yes. Okay. So
Yes. Okay.
Let me make it clear. The question is, what have been the role of public health, public health institute, when it comes to advocating to bridge the gap of unemployment?
yes. Anyway, the National Public Health Institute of Liberia was established by an act with specific terms of reference. So what the Public Health Institute has done in recent time in terms of employment, just the 2 months ago, the Public Health Institute employed up to 15 professionals that came from outside of Liberia with degrees in biomedical science, public health, and as we speak, you have 90% of them exam at the National Reference Lab that are working. And there were a lot of them also absorbed at the central office. And those are all steps towards improving the capacity in terms of employment. So most of these young professionals are now absorbed. But don't forget, when you as an entity are established, you have a threshold for workforce that you're supposed to employ. You don't go beyond that threshold. So that entity, based on the availability of funding, more especially when it comes to allocation from the central government, has been exerting every effort to ensure that at least our professionals that are graduating from the different schools are absorbed so that we can narrow the gap when it comes to unemployment. So this is the step that Enfield is taking now. But when you talk about the social or economic impact it has on health, yes, I spoke to that and I told you the 3 A's. One of them is affordability. You could be, sick because you do not have money to go to hospital. You will want to go to drugstore to buy medicine. And this has been the issue that we have had as a country for public health. Somebody will have Lassa fever, they will think that a malaria, they will go and buy malaria medicine and it will prolong before they get to the hospital. It is late. It is because of affordability. They do not afford the cost of going to hospital. So that has to be addressed by employment, which I agree with. So the social economic variables when it comes to health is very important. So we are looking at that because for disease to happen, those 3 things will have to be considered. So the first thing that Lorena talked about, thanks for the question, the fight against drugs, a task force was constituted by the government through the Ministry of Health to actually curb or mitigate the impact of this proliferation of narcotic and other harmful substances, most especially among our youthful population. Why is Enfield not a part of the task force? Is it that Enfield does not have the technical capacity or what is happening? That is her question. The task force was constituted by the Ministry of Health. Don't forget, this is not a statutory task force. It's a task force that the mandate was given by the president to just constitute. So it fell on the lap of the Minister of Health to do that. And she chose to do the composition based on how she thinks it should work. But if I may tell you, it is not because Enfield does not have the capacity. That is why it was left out. Enfield is responding to a lot of outbreaks in country and other things. So when it comes to what distinguishes Enfield from the other people is when it comes to other issues like mental health, which supposed to actually be also to Enfield, it is still based at the Ministry of Health, where you have the division for mental health and other. So they felt that those who are there should be part of the task force, and they, to some extent, left Enfield out. But this is not based because Enfield does not have the capacity. Let me let you know that Enfield has all of the expertise, but it is actually overwhelmed with so many engagements. So in the wisdom of the ministers, he decided that at this point, let's wait and only do it with other entities. If it gets to the point that Enfield will have to come in, we'll get them later to come in. I guess, wisdom, that is how she felt. That's what I want to say to.
Well, I know Chris is getting set, even though he always come to class late after taking some of the Guinness and other stuff. He can't say, yeah, let me make it ask my question. Chris, welcome to the show, boy.
Thank you. I've also know I'm an inner background, so I don't drink.
You don't drink?
You're not in a man.
You don't drink, but I saw you drinking water.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you, comment you can dream, but
You see, started drinking tea. Yes, see, so enjoy. You know.
I did not. I can't drink.
yeah, we just lost him. Let he come. I think he said somebody always embarrassing you. Long. Let's see
Yeah,
whether
when
he will be
you
back.
call him locally, he will disconnect the call.
Yeah, that's no somebody on his land.
Hello.
That's why. So he will soon be back. Yeah, we'll get to you, Lorena.
My internet is really giving me a hard time today.
Yeah, I know. That
That problem
Sandra,
Joey
that
created for us. So the internet
not
giving us a
Joria.
hard time.
Not Joria. Not everything you will be bleeding Joria in the country.
I
Sandra
thought,
over there
I thought,
from Unity
I
Party.
thought
He
Sandra,
working with
I thought
LTC.
Sandra,
Working with LTC.
I will create to talk.
Well,
You know,
Sadra,
Sandra
we
one way
cannot shave that blame on George. Sadra to be held accountable for that.
Come on out, do me again.
because my sister Lorena want me to turn the show. I'm talking tonight.
But man, we're talking
Gentlemen,
for you. That's the way. Let's try and see whether we can get him back.
man,
Oh,
say
Yeah, he was.
So where we are with Unity Party, putting the camera off on us.
I mean, a politician, he ain't get too much noise when it comes to public health.
so welcome back, Adventurous Young. Welcome back.
Yeah, sorry. I was trying to respond to the last question when I
Yeah,
split off.
yeah.
Yes, the question is whether hepatitis B can be transmitted sexually. And the answer is yes, it can, because the virus can be deposited in a semen, it can be deposited in blood, it can be deposited in other body fluids. So yes, once you have hepatitis B, the virus can be transmitted through the exchange of body fluids by sexual transmission. And people with hepatitis B are advised to use PPE, that is personal protective equipment, maybe that's condom, until your status, to some extent, you can do tests if you are not too show of that before you can go into sexual contact with our condoms. Otherwise, you will be infecting somebody who does not have.
Lorena, your question you asked here. we have to tell the public health people to actually work on this issue by sensitizing our people in the community, because if that is the case, there are plenty of people in our country now. I don't want to say that one. Let's go to you, Chris. Chris, welcome to the show. You can ask your question.
Oh, I say, get one more question.
Jimmy. Sorry, Jimmy.
Oh, yes, only one ask.
Jimmy,
Go ahead, ask it.
So, he's back.
The internet. I think somebody calling you. Yeah, Jimmy, ask your question.
Okay.
Yeah. So hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was saying that the myth we had about hepatitis B before was that if somebody is with you, their spirit will give it to you, and research has shown that it is not transmitted through that. Yes, but it can be transmitted through sexual means, as we said, because before then we say, when somebody who has it is with you, maybe they spit on a spoon can give it to you. No, it was research has shown that no, the virus is not deposited in that. But for sexual, yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the clarity.
Thank you very much for the clarity. Yeah, let's go to you.
So, some of the key functions of public health is monitor health, diagnose and investigate, inform, educate, and empower. And now you said you have a huge load of outbreak. You name about 3. But the issue of information, education, and empowerment, we have not seen any public health practitioner or anybody in the community to inform people about the outbreak of those 3 diseases you're talking about. How do you go about to fight this disease?
I don't know what community you live in, but I just said that the structure of the entire response in Liberia. Just recently, we are training RRT members, rapid response teams members. So in every community, we expect that we have people there to sensitize people on what's happening, because that's how we are collecting our information at a central level. It might not be as widespread as maybe you could think, but we have jingles. We even have these radio talk shows on the local radio stations in Canis on these outbreaks that we just talked about. And we ourselves have been going into those counties and also appearing on radio talk shows to also solidify the information that our locals are also giving to the people there. However, it might not be as on a wide scale as may be expected, which I agree with. So we are trying to ensure that the RCCE, we call them RCCE Technical Working Group, is risk communication and community engagement. So they are responsible to ensure that the message gets down to all of those people, because information helps the people to protect themselves. So I'm sorry if you have not been able to come across that, but just listen to sometimes ELBC, some of these jingles are even on the radio to inform the people about what's happening in the country.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's get to you. Yeah, DK, you want to say something?
Apostle, yes. I know the guests have been struggling with internet and the rest, so and he has sacrificed to be here in the midst of the struggle with the internet. So I will ask that we allow him close so that we can do post analysis. We're almost 3 hours. By now we should have been out. So yeah, that respect him. At least he's honor our invitation, even in the midst of the struggle with the internet. So he can schedule to come back. We need people like him every week, at least to talk about health. So if he committed to come almost every week, we'll have time for him. But we'll just reduce the time. With all the money for that research and everything, Papa, you'll get plenty of money. Reach out your phone, get good internet, come and do well. But you did well for us today. Can you promise us you will be back soon? Huh?
Baby, you talking to us?
No, you're not. You pardon me, I'm talking to the guests.
Oh.
Asking the woman whether he can promise us whether you will be back.
I think we should do that one off now. We'll finish.
Yeah, yeah, allow him close. Yeah, allow him close. I will call him. So that allow him close, get a parting comment so we can discuss. We've been here. It's almost 3 hours, gentlemen.
Yeah, so before you close, Chris Lee just made your 2 questions in one and give it to him, then he can answer it with closing everything.
Okay, thank you. Let me see. Brother Young, how you doing?
I'm okay, thank you. Okay.
Yeah, I just have a little concern. I will just point a question. And West Lorena asked, about the awareness issue. Just have little concern on it. I don't know the National Public Health Institute. I don't know if you guys have any plan or system in place where they go across the country, high school, or there's a GCAV that was trained before, the community engagement officer, so they can create awareness on these things, because I believe that Monrovia alone is not Liberia.
Chris,
So across the 15 counties and
Chris,
across the various districts,
Chris,
the
let
high
me call you
schools,
to
if you
Chris,
have any system,
me call you to order. You just said there are people trained in the communities, in various counties, community carrying the awareness. So to repeat the same thing is just almost what they call. So you
no,
got
I
any
was
other
just
thing?
saying, you.
Okay,
Yeah,
Dava, let's see. That way you do it
yeah.
fast. Go
So
straight to the point, Davi.
yeah, like the GCAV that was trained before by Ministry of Health, right? And the county leadership, county health. Why you guys cannot recruit those people, this C group, to carry on the awareness and train new person? Not because it intensive one, and the last one could be, I believe we have scientists in Liberia, people who are working to that institution. This vaccine about hepatitis B, it is in Liberia or we all from out of country. If we out of country, why we cannot do our own vaccine in Liberia? Why? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Chris. To do vaccine, it has to go through processes anyway. Thank you. That's a good ambition. I think I agree with you. We have scientists in Liberia. Even my own boss, Dr. Chris Dubenya, is a scientist, and he's in biomedical, the field of biomedical, studies. So there's a need to also think that way, because as a country, we need to explore the knowledge we have acquired for the benefit of our people, which I agree with. But it's actually a process, not an event. Even if we were to do that, it has to go through trial. It has to be certified by the global institutions like World Health Organization and other institutions before they can even say, yes, go ahead and use it. So it's going to take some time. So in the interim, what can we do? Yes, we are ordering the hepatitis B virus or hepatitis B virus vaccine from outside of our border. And it is very expensive because you have about 3 doses to take. So if you were to even pay for it, some people will not afford it. So we are trying to talk with donors to see how these vaccines can be brought into country, because the one they have been bringing are very minute, and it has only been targeting the workforce in the health system because they are exposed to so many people. That's why. So as it relates to the community health workforce, I think we have said that over and over, that what has happened over the time that you might not have seen significant improvement in the work they do at the community level is because of incentives. They have to be incentivized. Chris, you know that most of these people were trained by partners some 4-5 years back, and they are deployed. But if you don't give them incentives, they end up leaving a job to go do their farming job or other things. So what needs to be done is we are telling the partners that to train the people and empower them to do the job is one thing, and to keep them on the job is another thing. Can we look for a way to at least give them incentives? And in a community work or manual, it was instructed there that they should pay them $75. Some of them should be paid $100 because you got the CHAs and the CHVs. The CHAs are the community health assistants, and those ones should be high school graduates. Those that are not high school graduates are the CHVs. We can pay them at the $50 or $75 based on what they are offering. So we are yet to actually get money because they say the number is huge. Government is not able to underwrite that. This is where we are. So, I mean, that's one of the challenges that we still face. And we think that gradually we'll be able to overcome. But for training, they can be trained, but how to maintain them is the problem.
Thank you very much for the time you've been with us. We want you to have your closing, statement so we can let you go.
All right. Thank you, Fanso. Thank you, Lorena. Thanks to Siawete. Thanks to Shadrach. We want to thank Timba Bobby. We want to thank you, Jimmy and Chris, for the opportunity you have afforded me to exchange some ideas with you. Now you are going to be the health ambassadors. Some of those information we have passed out, you are going to also help to elevate it on your platform. That's why we decided that this emerging platform should be utilized to its maximum so that it can get the benefits of it to the people. So we feel that coming here periodically to speak on health issue will also help to inform our people. So we want to thank you. And one thing I want to close on is health globally, regionally, and nationally has been taken to be such that one sector cannot do to succeed. So they have now introduced what we call the One Health approach. The One Health approach says that human, animal, and the environment are the key determinants of health, because research has shown that emerging diseases that are happening now, 60% of them are coming from animals. And the ones that were here before that are coming by, we call them re-emerging diseases. 75% of them are also from animals. So when a disease leaves from animal to human, we call that zoonotic diseases. zoonotic, zoonotic diseases. So in order to get rid of it, the animal and the human can meet well in the environment. So in order to get rid of disease, the environment must be clean. The animals that bringing the disease must not be there, and you should not have anybody who is susceptible. Susceptible means that you are available for the disease to get you. If you have your house in a ditch where you have mosquito, you have stagnant water and other things, mosquitoes will breed there and will give you malaria. But if you clean the environment and you don't have any dirt around, it is going to be well with you. So this is the One Health approach that we are taking now, that no one sector can succeed in solving health problem until all of them come together. And who are the all of them? The human health, that is the Ministry of Agriculture, the animal health, the environmental health, which is the EPA, and the human health, the Ministry of Health, and NGOs should come together holistically to approach the health issue. Otherwise, one sector cannot do it and succeed. So we want you to also understand that health is not just for us on the human side, but the animal and the environment will help also be healthy. Thank you. God bless you. And I appreciate your questions. And I also appreciate every moment of this discussion. And I think I learned a lot from all of you also based on the questions you asked. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Alberto Yamiana, for appearing on our show. It is our pleasure to have you here. We hope you come next time.
Yes, once you extend invitation to me, I will honor it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, folks, that was Albertus Yamiana from the Public Health Institute of Liberia in conversation with us. Okay, let me let him go. Siawete, it has been a lengthy discussion with our guest, even though he came, a little bit late, at which time we are going further into our, discussion on the show, but I think he did well, right?
Yes, I mean he did excellently well. You know what happening? This is a very educated show. I mean, for this segment, it's very educated, and you know, most time now in Liberia, people want to hear politics. If we're discussing
Oh yeah,
politics tonight,
oh yeah,
we must have had the larger view. But that's it. The message I know is going forth. You know, most of these questions we asked, it was actually important because we live in a society where we only go to hospital when we are sick, and most time, to be frank with you, even I was speaking before, my only thinking about public health was when they say Ebola or other sicknesses, then yeah, about public health. Yeah, to just know the reason because we just hear these names only doing diseases or outbreak. That's the key reason because people don't even know the difference between the public health Wash Commission. There are a lot of entities that they function almost like duplicating. When you look at
yeah,
public health, you look at EPA, you look at even the Ministry of Health themselves, they got all the department, they still got public health. So at least in the kind of conversation will also make us to understand and why is the meaning, what's the essence, what's the role they are playing in our community. It's very important. But on the overall, with the internet, back and forth, he did well. And I want to appreciate him for coming because last night he had some issue he could not appear. So it was a very good show. It also make us to understand threats that we have in our health sector. He actually did well. And then the first topic we're discussing on, for me in my mind, it is still early for detractors who want to distract Nimbayans because Nima now is the political California in the country. So everyone wants to get there and get a share. Just look at the current composition of political parties now in the country. Just few days, Honorable was appointed on the restructure committee of the CNC quote unquote building, the new headquarters. And then one of our brothers who were also appointed on the Larry Yonkwe, Gompu Kagon, Mark Bruno, the rest of the guys. But I mean, it's good. It does also shows how diverse we are and how organized we are. But people want to infiltrate on that note to divide us and distract the public. For me, on a very fair note, what I want to say is that in conclusion, we citizens and youth, we need to be careful with both leaders. People who insulted those guys few days ago. I mean, on Okoga a few years ago, we saw here on Okun, they were neck to neck, but today they are very close moving. So politicians, they are very unpredictable. So people who run with things are learned a lot of lessons over the years in politics. So what we can do now as people who have read beyond, I think our role now should be how we can bring those leaders together and mitigate and know the real problem and try to address. But bullying, the both political and side, to me it don't make sense because
thank,
who to benefit. So
thank
thank
you,
you. It was a good show. And
thank you very much.
thank you,
Yeah,
Honorable.
I always let you analyze Siawete. Thank you very much. The lone female on the show. Oh,
Yellow,
what
yellow,
happened? Yeah, don't be going there that way. If you're going, you should let us know. I know that
Stalin
internet,
was mentioned
that
before he
that
go
uh,
to
that
Stalin.
that
Yes,
internet,
Stalin.
that internet suffering. Oh, let's get to you. You know, you can probably Bobby think my
I
1 minute.
suspected sector between I think to that lady.
Sorry. Let Bobby please hold on. Let's get to Lorena. Lorena, you are the lone female on the show. In your party comment, I give you 1 minute 30 seconds. But you brought the sexually transmitted disease issue on hepatitis B. The way they say now, one of my men, one of my men back there, yeah, the way he texted me fast fire now go. Then we have your 1 minute 30 seconds.
Yes, thank you for the
She's still
show.
struggling
Thank
with
you all for
internet.
taking all the time. That's the problem, Joe. We have to on poor internet
Thank
service. Though I was back and forth on the show because of internet, but I guess the show was fine. I think the show was fine because I know Mr. Miana to be a very informed and a very well schooled epidemiologist in Liberia. If you are counting maybe the best five, you're going to count among the best five. I know that very well. Um, During the Ebola crisis, he was one of our lecturers. So I know you got a lot of information. And yes, hepatitis B can be contracted through sex. And you even be contracted through sweat. So the person who is urinating, even through sweat. So we just have to be careful. We just have to make sure that we're having safe sex. And they just stick to one faithful partner. That's what I would say. Stick to one faithful partner who is also faithful to you as well. Everything is smiling, but that's the reality of the whole thing.
But I
As the all
I
them
3 minutes smiling, yo. 3 minutes smiling. I want Jonah to smile, but it's
Bro,
hard
man,
because I see the LTA man smiling. I also see Creative smiling. The only man I see where I think by my man Jimmy, because they know that one pound not stay somewhere. Anyway.
yeah.
Partner issue as smart girl, she's just smiling. They said.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
thank you.
so
Thank you.
hepatitis B, like the guest said, is more dangerous than HIV. You know, and it's quickly transmitted than even HIV. Is
Thank you.
dirty, I would say. So, and then on the issue of the drugs we talk about today, that when I say drugs, the medical supply that Senator Koga will be distributing in Lima. Senator Sajota of Mossorado County made a post a few months back, Vice President Kun asking for medical supply for both Senator Koga and Senator Nyatuaye, and then Vice President Kun also asked for 200 hospital beds. It is in that request that he, Senator Joseph, have made fulfill on. So in the request that the VP made, so he had brought the first policy container and given that to Senator Koga, and another policy is on its way that he will give to Senator Nyatuaye, and the 200 beds he had also made arrangement with his partners in the US, and it will be arriving. So I just want to say that so that we can know that Senator Koga and VP may be talking here and there, but they still have each other interest, and he's working, he's making all the connections for the good of the country and for the effectiveness of the senators. Other than that, thank you, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Thank you very much. Let's get to you, Bobby. 1 minute 30 seconds. We're almost out of time, but at least we can do that very fast. Yeah,
Thank you.
Bobby Timba.
Thank you.
Sorry, Bobby Timba. Yeah.
Yeah, Bobby Timba. Thank you, Alfonso, and the rest of the force. The reason I asked the questions about this virus that is killing our people suddenly, I took over the show, is the essence of this show is to educate our people. And for some of us who know about these things, when we come on the show with the expertise from the public health department, the background, there's a name that we bring out those issues that practitioners that we have invited will be able to give their own opinion that will be able to educate our people back home. The education that you and myself have, many of our brothers and sisters who live in the rural area do not have that education. So at the end of the day, when this kind of crisis, health crisis, come to the country, they are the ones to suffer. they are the one they'll be living at a detriment. So on the basis of that, I think it was prudent enough to have questions the practitioners, the public health practitioners, who vividly explain to us what is unfolding. I want to appreciate him for that. But on the other hand, I want to also comment on this issue that has to do with the comment made by Senator Koga. Like I was saying, Alfonso and the rest of the force, since the independence of Liberia in 1847, Nima have not been able to grab the presidency with their hand. And every time we grab the presidency, people will come and take it from us. Yeah? During the election, when Jackson Fiado, when he won the election, they cheated him and they took the presidency from him. At the end of the day, they killed him in a cold block. Then we saw Taylor coming in. Taylor took tears from our eyes and brought in, Dogodie. Dogodie got to the vice presidency. We're thinking that Nima was going to grab the presidency. At the end of the day, some gentlemen that Dogodie, Taylor ordered, he flogged him, they put him in the mattress, they beat on him, and they killed him. At the end of the day, we brought in Moses Zebla, who was not very interested into becoming president. And at the end of the day, we lost it. This come around, we have fought for something over the years, and we should be united. So that's the reason that some of us are posting and reminding videos, evidence that during the election, the past election, the by-election, some of the things that they said, our leaders said in the campaign, we want them to reflect their mind on that. That's the reason we are posting those videos so that they can be aware of what we're hearing. We want the Koga to realize that we are helped by people for nothing in this country. So at the end of the day, when they hear noise in our house, they will want to take it big. They will make it big at the end of the day so that we can be the loser. And that's why we are advising our Senator Koga. He is not the only lawmakers in the county. If there's an issue, the caucus of the county should be able to speak to the vice president. And if the vice president cannot listen to them, they go to the elders of the county. And they cannot listen, they come to the youth. We can prevail on the vice president. He's a humble character. So I want to advise Senator Koga, who is our senator, work in solidarity to see how best Nima interests can be protected on the table. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Team God, for being with us today. Thank you, Jimmy. 1 minute 30 seconds. 1 minute 30 seconds.
So it was a very good show, and I must say kudos to the studio, the guest. He was our best. Indeed, he's an expert of public health. With all of the difficulties in internet connectivity, he was able to respond to almost all of the questions. But I think the government needs to do more when it comes to public health, because public health is one of the key components of the government. For me, I call them the watchdog, the security of health and safety, the security of society. And so when you invest into them, even what we're discussing about drugs, the issue that has to do with tertiary, prevention, we have to do with the rehabilitation, a force on public health. And the president constituted a committee in public health. Nephew is not part of that committee. And I think it was an error on the part of the president. The government needs to invest more into public health, like the way you invest into agriculture, into security, national security. Now, the issue of Senator Koga and VP Kun, for me, I see there is nothing between those two people. What we witnessed on the platform was just a normal routine of even husband and wife in the home. People will always express their dissatisfaction. In a spirit of unity, people must express their mind. But we who are the supporters, we who are the young people, we should not take side. Even us, we have the responsibility to restore calm between the people. So if we begin to take a side, make no mistake, both of them help one another to get to where they are here today. 2023, after Koga won the election, CDC came with some money for Koga to go to support CDC. He refused. He stood with his brother, and the VP Kuntu stood with him to get him at the Senate today. So both of them, they have been there for one another, even though they had some misunderstanding before. But it's just a normal thing. And I can tell you for free, Senator Koga is going nowhere. After that plenty talking, at the end of the day, I know VP Kun will call him. The both of them will sit down, settle things, and everything will be okay. Supporters should stay off. Young people should stay off. We should learn how to make peace. Even the NEMA project we're talking about 2029, we need everybody. Ide Gongo Way, Garrison Yelu, Samuel Koga, everybody is important to learn us this victory. We cannot say only the VP will do it. No, thank you.
Thank you very much. I don't know where Nehemiah come from with a project on the 29, project on the 29. I don't know. Everybody yesterday. What kind of project you're getting on the 29? You're gonna be a Google rules. Let's see. Anyway, let's get to you, Chris Silly. There we can come to our main Sadra. 1 minute 30 seconds. We're almost off. Do it fast. So.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. Let me say thank you to the various panelists for their thought. And I just took a few points, now just 3 points, and I just want to talk on them. Like the Senator Koga issue, I don't think people have issue with Senator Koga. Politics is not bread and butter. Politics is not playground. People will have their up and downs, and they will still have a settled issue. So I don't think that Senator Koga coming up with a spray he did say the fact should be a crime, he has committed should be issued that people should go against him. I don't think it was wrong. And I will talk also about where he spoke from the Public Health Institute. I think that the Public Health Institute has a lot of things to be done. I only heard about that institution when Dr. Nyosua was in that place, I think around the Ebola time. Since for that, I don't know if they have become a dumb man, I'm sorry to say that, but they have more work to be done. Like when I asked about the GCAV, these are people that were trained by Ministry of Health, and they are all in the communities. Why they can't use those people? They train another new people. Why they train another new people? Why you can't tell more of those people and take 3 of them and bring them on board the work? But you want to recruit another group that you are training, cost intensive. Why the other people have been trained about Ministry of Health that have been in the community for 10 years, 15 years, or 12 years? You can't tell more of those people and take 3 of them to bring them on board the work for you. What happened to Liberia? Why are you going to do their own thing? So I feel that the Public Health Institute needs to look beyond, need to collaborate with Ministry of Health, let them go out there that treat GCF in the community. I worked with them during the Ebola time. When I was serving a community officer for the NEMA. And we recruited over 1,000 of them. We work with those people. And they are 3 people. So I feel the last point I have to make,
Chris, are you a health practitioner? Chris.
Yeah, the last point, just 5 seconds. It has to do with yeah, sorry. So it has to do with the vaccine issue, right? What I talk on. I'm so skeptical for Africa. Africa to wait for WHO to approve our vaccine. I think we have to look beyond. We have to be, we can't wait for WHO to say what they approve our vaccine first. What the African health system doing? What are we doing? What thing are we doing good? We have Danya. He's a very good old man, a very close friend of mine, but he had to look beyond. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sandra.
Yeah, after the last person, give me 30 seconds.
Hold on. Quiz on point today. They may not trespass.
I beg you, meeting yourself now. Let's go ahead now. I'm listening to you.
Thank you to Dr. Chris. Thank you, man, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. So we enjoy the show. I want to say thanks to Mr. Miane for his explanation to the public, and not to us, but to the public. Those who listening, I think they will learn from it. But what I do believe is the government has work to do to empower.
All right, I think the harmonization Joria brought is a good thing. It's a good thing. Stay in a full stream. You have to harmonize the internet facility. What happened?
No,
You,
sorry,
you not come back. You come back to live. Let's go ahead.
somebody call me. Why use my phone? Somebody trying to call me.
Okay, go ahead. Somebody want harmonize it. Let's go.
So, like I said, my question was asking in terms of capacity, it was not about human resource. We don't talk about the infrastructure, facilities, like no detectives whatsoever, whether they have it or where they deploy that people. All the, because, for example, if you use me as computer engineer for the platform, if you give me the equipment I need or the tools I need, I can't do nothing else. I only talk plenty. So that I will ask him, but again, government needs to know how they call it, equip that area. They to the new account to public to do more awareness. The publicity is very low. So radio jingle, what I want to say, but it's simple in the community, talk to people. No more, they can't wait for outbreak before you start all awareness. It will be late. Prevention is better than cure. Educate the citizen to prevent themselves instead of no waiting when outbreak before people in the field. So for me, that's what I can say to them. But with Senator Koga and Kum, I know the two guys, they are cool. I don't want to talk anybody again as we move forward. So I know they are cool and nobody will leave their friend. The political, how they call it, strategy, no problem. Thank you.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. It was a good time having all of you on the platform, and I hope tomorrow we'll see you again to have a lengthy discussion. Yeah, sorry, Lorena, you want to say something, right?
Yeah, I want to say something because this platform is very credible, and we want to make sure that we give information that you know accurate and our listening audience can benefit from. So, Chris, in regard to the GCHV, I say in the communities, in fact, they are even on a larger scale. So, in the rural area, you have GCHV with community health volunteer, and then in the urban area, you have community health promoter. Then you have a group of people and the GCHB, they are not, some of them are high school graduates, some of them are not high school graduates. But you also have a group of people between the GCHB or the community health promoter and the health facility. You call them the CHSS, the community health services supervisor. They are professionals. They are either PAs, they are either nurses, they are either midwives. So the GCHB has a different function from the people that MPhil is training. The people MPhil training, they are all professionals. They are either nurses, they are either PA or midwife or somebody that they public health. Those are the people that MPhil training, and they are functioning on a very high level, and the GCHV is functioning in the community on a very low level. Maybe, for example, they see measles, see what looks like measles in their mind. They tell the CHSL who is the liaison or their supervisor. And you may not agree, but I want to let you know that in our region, Labrador has a best public health, community health policy. Labrador has the best according to the WHO. So you may not agree, but
Lorena.
that's able to on the right path for this one. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lorena. Thank you, gentlemen. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.